Batman lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And now we are recording, which is relevant to nobody but me. But it's funny to me sometimes to say that and confuse people who obviously understand what's going on. I wanted to record because I wanted to talk about emotes. Not that long ago, I introduced two new emotes to the channel. One of them is Carlos, who's Clawsome. It's a very good emote. I love it quite a lot. You can see one of them there on the screen. A couple of them, in fact. But as it is now September 1st, I have decided that this is the first rotation date for our seasonal emotes. I think the plan is to rotate them essentially every 3 months. It won't line up perfectly with the seasons, but I think it emphasizes the most important time frame from each season. So yeah, I think I mentioned in the past when we introduced the new ones that each of the holiday emotes in the new rotating emote slot is like a visual reference of sorts to one of the existing emotes. So we have the Vasco got 'em with the finger guns, and for Halloween we have spooky jack-o'-lantern Vasco with finger guns, and I, for one, am very happy with it. I don't know, I'm very partial to got 'em. I don't think it's as popular as it was when it was first added. I don't know if people aren't excited about it or what, but yeah, I really like it. It was the idea for this one that encouraged me to finally commission the latest emotes, because I really struggled with how to do Halloween, because I knew it would be important, because the Halloween is really important to the channel. And then the other idea I had, which like wasn't great but kind of was fun to me, just like wasn't sticking, and then it occurred to me I should just go jack-o'-lantern, because I always talk about how I love the jack-o'-lantern look, and I don't know, that's the whole story. It's not very interesting. But yeah, I'm excited about all that. We'll start planning the Halloween games very soon. If you're watching this and you're on the Discord, you should go and vote for games you want to see played this season. But not tonight, because tonight we are playing more Master Detective Archives. Raincoat. There's no colon on the title screen. I think there's an implied one somewhere. And while I'm in the full mental fog and incapable of thinking about anything, obviously great choice to play a detective puzzle game. But I also thank Angel of Iron for the, what are we up to now? 52 months. That's many months. Thank you very much for the resub and the continued support of the channel. Yeah, for sure, Sarah. I feel like you and I are jack-o'-lantern pointing at jack-o'-lantern, which is, you know, definitely a real meme. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about that isn't Raincoat, so let's try and briefly summarize Raincoat from last week. It was a really wild time. I really enjoyed playing Raincoat last week. We went to the all-girl school that the previous installment of the stream had teased is a thing we were going to do. We did, in fact, disguise ourselves as a high school girl, because we have the body of a 12-year-old boy and the magical powers of a lecherous man at our disposal. We snuck into the auditorium to witness the theater club, which is where all of the suspects of the presumed murder that we're investigating all spend their time, because they're all part of the same theater club, and it is a suspected component of the motive that one of them killed one of their students, fellow students, Aiko? So we were just trying to get the lay of the land, and we saw just the weirdest play, just like the most bananas play, which it was basically like the entire plot to a JRPG, and to really drive it home, it utilized Eternal Sonata style slideshow bits to avoid actual like character development or plot. It was just you have to watch it. You simply have to. But at the very end of that performance, someone died on stage due to a poisoning, or most likely a poisoning. And once that happened, we interjected ourselves as a trainee master detective to try and investigate the scene of the crime. and then subsequently to disguise ourselves as a series of high school girls so that we could get the opinions of various high school girls and also look for clues in the underground area where they do all the preparations for the drama club. There's not like a whole lot more I can summarize because that was really like mostly it. I mean, like, we didn't get any like huge major revelations, I don't think, but we got like lots of little bits and pieces that are sure to come up once we get to the mystery labyrinth, and we're just gonna weave them into a tapestry of pain. It's true, it could be natural causes, and I do always enjoy it when someone dies in an outlandish fashion and someone suggests natural causes. Much like anytime, like, some horrifying, like, eldritch monstrosity or, like, enormous, like, kaiju-sized creature appears, and I'm like, has anyone tried diplomacy? Anyway, I think that will bring... Why do I always want to change the input on my TV? I leave the remote here in case I need to, like, change the volume abruptly, but, like, it's not the correct thing to do now, nor has it ever been. I need this. Let's play Raincoat. Continue probably works. Now, if this remembers the correct place, we should be in the underground, dressed as a different high school girl than we were before, and have a giant prompt telling us that we can end the investigation. Because that's where we saved, because I figured it was easier to start the next phase of our investigation together this week. Gravity is a natural cause. It sort of is. But, like, only in the same sense that, like, anything that exists naturally could kill you. Hey, look, we're a different high school girl, and we can end the investigation. Our palette looks really weird on the capture, but that's fine, I think. Maybe it looks weird on the TV. Or maybe I look weird.
Oh,
did it bring up the...
I think that's about all the information I can gather while disguised as Yoshiko.
Sarah points out that the tooltip mentions Poochie in the present tense. I think I mentioned that when I noticed it a week or two ago on stream. I wasn't paying attention to it this time, but, like, yeah, Poochie's, like, pretty I can't emphasize this enough. Poochie and all the people that we met at the same time as Poochie, they all died. All of them. On a train. So, like, it is super weird, because it says something like, Poochie likes the same brand of bag or something as Yoshiko, the girl we're dressed as. It's something along those lines. But, like, definitely uses present tense. Like, she wasn't, like, burned extremely to death on a train.
People treat Yoshiko exactly like it was reputed. Everyone around her seems to trust her.
I mean, that's not true. I don't remember any of their names now. I was struggling with them last week. Wait, Warane? Is that one of them? I think that's the other one who was on stage. She's like teenage high school girl Wario. She doesn't like Yoshiko. And like vice versa. Neither of them likes each other at all. When I disguised myself as either one and talked to the other, they both got super mad about it.
That being said, Waruna and Kurane seem to think Yoshiko is the culprit. Do they think she poisoned a rival to eliminate the competition? But I don't see her as someone who could kill. There was no info tying her to the murder either.
I don't know, man. I feel like she's just as likely to kill as anyone else in this scenario. But again, here's my working theory, just in case you're new here and you don't have the time to go back, but you want to watch this episode. What I believe has happened is some combination of Yoshiko, Warane, and the third one, like, made some sort of pact or agreement to take out Aiko, but then, like, vowed not to communicate with each other so as not to draw attention to it. But then, this latest murder, whose name was Karen, but I refuse, and because it's written as Karen. So Karen is the one who died on stage, like, during the performance, during last week's stream. And I believe that our friend Karumi Wendy did it out of some sense of vengeance, because she presumed that Karen, who got the lead in the play after her friend was murdered, would have been the most likely suspect. They say Karen, but if you're gonna write it Karen, it's way funnier if it's a bunch of Japanese high school girl names and then just like one girl named Karen. Although, in fairness, Wendy is also here.
I was able to gather more intel by disguising myself as those three, but I still don't have any definitive evidence that proves who the culprit is.
So this is the thing I was thinking a little bit about between last week and now. It's a very deliberate choice that this game continues to make, which is that you gather all this evidence in the real world, like a detective, like a human, normal detective, like an innocent detective would do. But then, like, you don't have nearly enough information to, like, figure out what's going on, so you're, like, obliged to go into the Mystery Labyrinth. And I get that the Mystery Labyrinth is pretty core to this game concept, and so, like, it kind of has to be there. But, like, I feel like the first case, the sort of tutorial with the train, where, and I can't emphasize this enough, all of those characters died. I feel like that one did a better job of balancing that, like, it felt like you had a pretty good idea of what happened, but you had to nail down the specifics, and the only way to do that without getting arrested was to utilize the Mystery Labyrinth. I'm not sure I'm as big a fan of the idea that, like, as a trainee detective, we'll just never get enough information to, like, mostly understand what's going on now.
I won't get much further just thinking about it, so I should go to Desuhiko for now.
Are we both gonna, like, suddenly turn into men, and we're gonna have, like, a very anime moment? He was complaining that, like, the longer he uses disguise power, the more, like, the more it strains him, and the more likely it is to wear off, but, like, I'm still very confused as to how it's so red that
Excuse me. Where's the teacher who was here earlier?
Oh, she wasn't feeling well and went to the administrative office. The same teacher keeps going back to the restroom, too. Maybe it's food poisoning.
I'm sure it's food poisoning.
I see. Thank you.
The office? Why at a time like this?
I apologize in advance. My mental health is in a very bad place, and I feel very run down, so I'm, like, gonna be a little slow on the uptake today. That guard there that we were just talking to was, like, considerably shorter than this high school girl, to, like, kind of a weird degree. Obviously he's gone now, because I didn't catch that in a timely fashion, but that felt really weird. There he is. Can I stand next to him without the game getting mad?
Theater hall is currently closed off by Vice Director Martina of the Peacekeepers.
Like, it looks like I could have shed a body his size to become my current size, some sort of snake lady. Like, his proportions are just like a whole, like, scale smaller.
All students who are at the scene are to remain in the lower level. You are to stay there as well.
I understand the importance of him repeating that or whatever, but it's kind of funny because he was just really nice to me and now he's, like, super mad and nothing changed in between. Yep, he changed back so that we could maintain our form.
Oh, it's you, Yuma. Sorry, I need a break. I started getting dizzy, so I ran in here to get away from everyone.
So before he, like, vanished into the school to, like, hide his backpack. No, I guess he had to get the backpack afterwards. I can't flack him too hard for just putting it in this room, like, pretty close to where we started. But I guess he also originally hid it from, like, the main hallway, which, like, isn't actually that close to here. I'm overthinking this.
I try to retrieve my disguise tools, but I can't. I'm at my limit. I can't move.
So we're gonna have to coalesce and use his power with our own spirit pressure or whatever, and then that will link us in the Mystery Labyrinth, I presume.
You're that fatigued?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, oh, this is the longest I've ever stayed in a disguise.
I'm still, like, genuinely pretty confused as to how this power works. Like, on the surface, it makes a certain amount of sense, but the more they try to explain it, the more, like, objections I have to their explanation. I almost feel like we would have been better off, like, not explaining it.
Sorry for making you go through so much trouble.
Don't worry about it, man. I got to lean on a girl's shoulder on the way here, so really, I should be thanking you.
Man, like, your existence makes me upset that I also exist.
I got plenty of good sniffs in.
That's worse. That's not better. That's worse.
The more he talks, the less likable he gets.
That's kind of true for you too, Shinigami. So, like, don't throw stones in your glass house.
So, how'd it go? Any trouble investigating?
About that, I gathered some information, but I'm lacking something more definitive.
Well, the game at least has the same impression that I do.
Everyone has something suspicious about them, so I don't know who the culprit is yet.
I think it was red herring.
Speaking of which, the Peacekeepers mentioned a past incident that happened at this school.
Oh yeah, did I forget to mention the suicide that I'm investigating as a murder? My bad.
A past incident?
You know, the one with Kurumi's best friend 6 months ago? The girl who fell from the school's roof and died. The Peacekeepers want to pin Kurumi with a murder motive for that incident.
I mean, I'd say good luck, but they are sort of the law around here.
They're gonna twist the truth into something that's convenient for them.
Some sort of false pretzel.
At this rate, Kurumi will...
You'll save her, won't you, hero?
I'm no hero. But if they want to distort the truth, then as a detective, I can't let it slide.
And that's how you see it, then you're already a hero, Yuma. There's still time if you hurry. Go and seek the truth that hasn't reared its head yet.
But how?
The guy snooping around about the first incident is a chubby peacekeeper. Get information out of him and figure out what they're trying to suppress.
They won't tell me so easily. Hold on. There is one way it could be possible.
Coalesce? I mean, if I want to get information from the chubby peacekeeper, then it really doesn't make sense to disguise myself as him. But part of me wishes this is the kind of game that would let you try that, and then just, like, see how dumb that got, because that sounds really dumb. Use Halana's forte is just, it's just confusing that that would be here at all. I mean, I guess if you weren't paying attention, but somehow still remembered the details of Halara's forte, you could be like, oh, I could, like, go to the roof and, like, learn the truth. That seems like a real long shot, though. But they clearly want me to, like, coalesce with Dasuhiko, because he's the face on the save files. So he's like my guy for the Mystery Labyrinth. So it's gotta be a disguise. And Martina, what's her name? Martina Electro? She's the one who's like in charge of, she's like vice in charge of the Peacekeepers or whatever.
That's it! I can get that
30
information
points.
if I'm disguised as Martina, the vice director of the Peacekeepers.
Looks like you now understand the power of disguises. Well then, let's get started.
Aren't you
On
dead?
second thought... Sorry. I don't have any energy left to disguise you.
Huh?
I think I'll recover if I take a nap.
I mean, just to drive home my point about how, like, not, like, self-consistent this notion is, hasn't he been using his energy to keep us both disguised? And, like, even though he's exhausted and we're alone in this room together, like, he hasn't turned it off? Like, I just don't get how it works. I just don't.
What do I do? There's no time to wait for Dasuhiko. I need to find Kurumi immediately. It'll be too late if I wait until the Peacekeepers end their investigation. But I can't force Dasuhiko to do a half-hearted disguise. It'd be way too dangerous with the Peacekeepers.
I'd also, like, in the fictional world where I get to try all the bad ideas, that would be a fun one, too. I would basically look like the Ditto from the Pokemon anime that, like, doesn't know how to do faces. So I'd be like, I'd look exactly like Martina Electro, but I would just have, like, 2 dots for eyes and a cartoon smiley face.
What am I supposed to do?
Aren't you forgetting about a certain ability?
I'm not. I feel like I was talking about this 20 minutes ago, but the all passage of time has lost meaning to me.
Oh, that's right!
But what? Don't yell out of nowhere, the Peacekeepers will find us!
Hey, Dasuhiko. Can you lend me a hand for a little while?
I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
Lend a hand?
Yeah, I just need you to hold my hand for a bit.
Are you serious? But right now, you're disguised like a girl.
Okay.
What if I start to have feelings?
I mean,
I don't need a map to get to Bone Town.
Just to be clear here, like, you propositioned me last week. This is, like, I feel like we're way past this concern.
Now's not the time for jokes! Hurry, please!
Jeez, what's going on?
Want to see a cool trick?
What is this weird feeling?
Pull my
Is
finger.
this love?
No! It's a long story, but it's the forte I gained in exchange for my memories. Just holding hands will allow me to use another person's forte.
Are you serious? You actually have a forte?
Let me borrow your disguise tools.
Mega Man power activate. Form of a creepy
How does it
lady.
Wow! That's the perfect disguise! Did you really do this, Yuma? You never told me you had such an amazing power.
I'm surprised there was a Peacekeeper uniform in your bag. You're so well prepared, Desuhiko.
I mean, he also has her, like, exact hat and presumably, like, her color of lipstick. It's just, like, a lot of attention to detail that doesn't make any sense. So, like, again, I really urge us to stop trying to draw attention to, like, a logistical explanation for this thing that's just, like, it just doesn't quite make sense.
Wait, but we're holding hands. How'd you put your arm through the sleeve?
See, that's a reason, because that's kind of a fun joke. As opposed to just, like, actually making it more confusing.
Anyway, the disguise is over, so we can let go now. You said a chubby Peacekeeper was investigating the past incident? I'm going to go talk to him.
And with that perfect disguise, there's so much more you can do.
Okay, I need you to not... Just, like, please don't provide any additional context or suggestion. Like, no backseating, Desuhiko, please.
Right. You stay here and rest. I'll resume the investigation.
We're gonna get a voice changer, though, right? Karen's weakness. That was gone too quick. I think it was the sound of thunder? It's weird that we got that insight to a girl who's already dead. But, like, at all. Let's talk to all these guys as their boss. Oh, I guess I could just, like, leave now, huh?
What other spots are suspicious?
Better check elsewhere. Well, see, it'd be helpful to actually have a sense of where the guy was. Did they say? I guess they said something like upstairs. It's poison. Her weakness was poison. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a +2 on that one. It definitely seems super effective. So I can't probably talk to anyone then in this room. Alright, well, I guess I'll leave then. Actually, I should have saved first. Dislikes the sounds and flashes of thunder and lightning. Is quick to hide in her room at the mere hint of rumbling. Neko was always cheerful and full of energy and had many friends. She enjoyed transforming into a completely different person through acting and wanted to try many different roles. The popular plays performed by the Academy. Let's go ahead and do that save I mentioned earlier. And it's worth noting that I can't take the bus right now. This may or may not surprise you, but it's worth noting. Any bathroom shenanigans? I live in anticipation of them forcing bathroom shenanigans.
For now...
Get the whole story from someone. Who would know the details of the incident? I just want to be clear about something, video game. I understand the premise of what we're doing right now. I very clearly get the general idea. But you haven't introduced me to this character, nor directed me to their precise location. So, like, don't get sassy with me is my main point. I mean, I guess if he's looking into the past incident, he might just literally be on the roof, but I don't think they literally just said he was on the roof. I think they just said he was investigating.
Hey.
You have a moment? I'm looking for someone. Vice Director Martina, who are you searching for? I don't know his name. I need to phrase this carefully. The chubby one. You know, the one who investigated the incident here a little while back. Does anyone remember that time like 10 seconds ago when we were gonna phrase something carefully and then we didn't do that at all? Or was that just me? Nah, him? He said he was heading to the gym. I'm aware he's something of a handful, but could you at least remember his name? I'm afraid not. I'm very important and weird. Right, I'll think about it. Where'd this patrol guy come from? He's lurked into oh, hi. Stop doing that, it's weird. It's weirder when I'm standing right here and you're still doing it. Stop it. I also like, as he goes by with like a...
Detectives roaming around.
Like, I'm standing here with some girl staring directly at my chest, and this guy walks by on patrol and says, "Nothing amiss with that." Alright, guy. Also, don't know where the gym is? The game seems to think that I have, like, a much clearer understanding of the school and the location of all the peacekeepers within it. It seems to want to discourage me from any sort of exploration at all. Which is fine. But if I don't test the boundaries of the world, then I won't get all that DP to level up and get skills that aren't useful. Like making the pinup pirate game worse. Oh, I can talk to you. Hello, Vice Director Martina. Is there something I can do for you?
Hey.
Yes, actually, I need to do a little digging into a past incident. In that case, I think that man may have the documents you need. You know, the one you always get mad at for hovering around you?
I see.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. Tell me where he is. Well, I saw him outside the school building a while ago. He might still be around there somewhere. Hey, guy, the school is a building. That's not, like, it's just not helpful. But I did get points for that. See, this is why you go around, like, checking everything, even when the game yells at you for doing it. There's someone outside, but I can't see who it is. Can I talk to this idiot? No. Silent idiot. No, teacher lady. Oh, you must be the Peacekeeper's vice director. What are you doing at the school? Could be trouble if someone gets too close to the investigation. I should try to keep her out of it. I'm inspecting the school as a precaution. Keep quiet and stay out of the way. Right, my apologies. Might have gone a little overboard there. Nah, I feel like that's keeping in character.
Oh!
Some dejected-looking students are discussing something in classroom 1-1. They might have some information. Let's find out what they know. See, I wouldn't have expected this to work. Doesn't seem like they know anything about the case. Let's try somewhere else. 1-1, that's the combination to the first Mario level.
For now.
Aww, I wish this would end soon.
Seems the multi-purpose room has gone unused for a while, so it's probably not related to the investigation. What about the broadcast room?
Oh!
I can hear the voices of students inside the studio. Maybe I can get some information. Doesn't seem like the theater club uses the studio, so I can't learn anything here. Alright, I could poke around a little more, but I feel like that's probably the vast majority of anything I can access right now without going outside, and I think that's probably where I'm supposed to go next. What do you think that is in the background? The glowing, compressed shape? No, I don't know what that is.
You sure you have time to be taking detours?
Vice Director Martina, what are you doing here? I'm in need of the files for that past incident. Do you know who has them? No, I'm afraid I don't. I see. I'll ask someone else. The Eye of Sauron. I mean, it doesn't seem particularly eye-shaped. But it's kind of hard for me to describe what I think that shape is. A hamburger made out of 2 spades? From a deck of cards? I should check around here, because I don't think I could get over here before. There's the potential for, like, a memory shard or some nonsense. I'm not into that. You're not into what? Why are you just, like, looking at some bioluminescent flowers and stating out loud to yourself that you're not into something? Are you kink-shaming your own interest in horticulture? I'm just not clear as to what's happening.
This guy looks so suspicious.
Number
You
29.
there. Do you have a moment?
Vice Director Martina! Is it time for my punishment?
I really don't like the Peacekeepers.
Punishment? Anyway, were you the one investigating the Ico case half a year ago?
Oh my gosh!
I read it out loud, so now I know how to pronounce it.
Yes, that's correct! Is it time for my punishment?
I would like you to stop asking me that.
I need to confirm a few things. Can you tell me what you've discovered so far?
Gladly! Aiko's body was discovered behind the school building in the flower bed after class. She was bleeding from an injury to her head. This is believed to be the cause of death.
No one you were like, the Peacekeepers were on the scene of the crime. They had the body, they do the investigating. Nobody, like, checked the cause of death? You just figured, like, probably?
The body was not wearing shoes on either foot. The shoes were then discovered on the roof of the school building, set together neatly. This is why it was deemed a suicide via jumping off the roof.
Okay, is there anyone available who can, like, translate that from, like, madness into English for me? Is that, like, a Japanese tradition? Like, why would gently placing the shoes in any particular configuration specifically imply suicide? I mean, all it really does is prove that she had her shoes on, or had her shoes with her on the roof. Maybe she went up barefoot holding her shoes, and then something happened. But, like, all it proves is that she and the shoes were up there. Maybe it doesn't even prove that she was up there.
Here's a photo from the scene.
God, I really hope it's a crime scene photo and not something related to that question he keeps asking me. It is a Japanese custom? Alright, well that makes some more sense. It's not what I'm familiar with. Her socks have like a... I guess all of her uniform has like a moire effect on it, which is weird. I feel like I should gather something out of place from this, but in and of itself, this seems fine, I think. I mean, I guess it's a little weird that she's got blood on, like, the back of the collar of her shirt. The way the rest of the blood looks doesn't necessarily explain that, because it doesn't look like it, like, ran directly down from the wound on the back of her head. I mean, obviously we're led to believe that, like, the back of her head hit the brick, which is why there's blood there and why she has the wound. But I guess it's a touch weird that there's blood there without, like, an obvious explanation for it. But I don't see anything else that's out of hand, and even that, I don't know. But the shoes are muddy. Also, that's 2 photos. He showed us one photo that was 2 wildly different points of view. It feels relevant that the shoes are muddy.
Who first discovered the body?
Let's see. It was a student named Cotton, another theater club member.
We know not to trust whoever was first on the scene of the crime. At least it didn't work out well in the last case.
Huh? Cotton?
She heard something fall and went to check the flower bed. There she discovered Aiko on the ground. That is what she testified.
Well, she's a little dead now, too.
Aiko was considered the star of the theater club, but apparently she worried about her future goals.
Okay.
And by the way, this is the last photo of Aiko prior to her death.
Oh, good. Now we can absolve ourselves of dramatic irony and be aware of the obvious conclusion from very late in the stream last week. Also, I don't know if anyone else noticed this. When we first disguised ourselves as Martina Electro, the holster on her hip was empty. Now it has a gun in it. And I don't know where we got that gun from. Is that part of the disguise power? Can the disguise power make, like, fully functional objects? Is it just a matter replicator? Like, truly, the more that they show me of this power, the more confusing it is. Like, they did such a good job on the train with all those characters who, and I cannot emphasize this enough, all of them died. But, like, they did such a good job with setting up those characters and, like, the limitations of most of their powers and things that, were, like, could have potentially made for interesting cases. But, like, now we just have the disguise power, which is, like, so, like, murky and inconsistent. And, like, just basically any time they try to draw attention to it at all, I'm immediately, like, put off by it. Because I'm like, no, now I have questions. Stop bringing it up.
So this is Aiko.
After school, Aiko's body was found in the flower bed behind the school. The peacekeepers deemed it a suicide via jumping off the roof. Last photo of Aiko before her death. Aiko's photo. Photo for Aiko. The photo taken specifically of Aiko. What are we doing? Photo of Yoshiko and Aiko. It appears the two of them were cut out from a larger photo. It's true. I wasn't really paying much attention to that. It was clearly cut out, but I didn't really think about what the context of the larger picture might have been. True, the power is also attached to a really unpleasant horn dog character who has surprisingly little chill compared to the already established, like, Japanese anime trope of a character with that attribute.
I see. Thank you for the report. Continue your investigation.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, but what about my punishment?
Be gone.
Yes!
Guys, I think that man might be a touch submissive. I don't know. I'm not trying to shame him or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's some signs.
What's with the punishment thing? Anyway, I got what I came for. I should keep investigating. But where to go? Hey! What are you doing?
That's weird. What about that punishment thing? Gets let out of the scene being pulled by an invisible chain collar.
Stronger than my mom.
That's true. She's very strong. That is true.
Oh wait, the chemistry lab.
That's a good shout. I wasn't really thinking to check there further. If anything, I would have just thought to check the label of that just, like, comedy-sized poison bottle for, like, more information.
Besides, where would she even get poison from?
Ms. Martina, this was discovered in the chemistry lab.
That's right. The bottle of poison used in the murder was found there.
Right, the poison for Karen. Karen's poison. Oh no, I already did that bit very recently.
Well, I'm here anyway. Might as well check it out.
Might as well investigate the crime, I suppose. Is that a memory shard? What's going on that desk? It's really difficult to get in that door for some reason.
This.
Can I have this? It is, in fact, a memory shard, weirdly. It's just like a weird time and place to find that. Not that eyedropper.
Maybe.
Just yet. Paintbrush? Paintbrush? I don't feel like we saw a lot of, like, painted things that the actors were interacting with, did we? Paintbrush is interesting, though.
This is the bottle of poison discovered by the peacekeepers that was used for the murder. They'd taken it out for the investigation. Did they put it back because they were done?
Or is it possible that they just, like, opened a whole bottle of poison to make a point because they love to just cover up crimes, like, randomly?
The report mentioned the bottle's lid was unsealed. The bottle is too big to easily conceal. Taking this to the theater hall would attract attention.
Man, I'm in such a weird state of mind, as alluded to previously, that as he was reading that line, I really thought he was going to say, the bottle is too big to eat. As if that would be, like, your next thought in the investigation. It's like, let me attempt to unhinge my jaw and put the entire bottle of poison in it for later.
If that's the case, maybe its contents were poured into another container.
You know, Sarah, I almost commented on that. It's something that happens, like, not infrequently in, like, Japanese things that get translated. Truly, in my mind, the worst offender is Zero Time Dilemma. But, like, the notion that, like, you find something and, like, the character just says, so this is... And then a long pause, and then just, like, makes, what, like, an observation that a normal person would make. It does, like, when you start seeing it, like, back-to-back in a game like this, it draws your attention to it, and then, like, you can't stop seeing it and, like, being really aware of it. Hi, Nego, welcome to the stream! Yes, I hope we saw the new holiday emote. We switched to Halloween! I hope everyone likes Pumpkin Vasco. Martina did taste it after it was confirmed that it dissipates in oxygen after like a half hour or whatever. But he also says it as that weird half-line in many cases. He does, that's true. But, like, I mean, that's almost, like, the reason why he says it in those cases is because it's, like, used in these types of situations. And whoever made the choice to do those weird half-voice line things was like, yeah, this is a good placeholder. It sort of insinuates something.
According to the label on this bottle, this chemical will react to oxygen in open air, rendering it harmless 30 minutes after the bottle is unsealed.
Be careful of powerful drugs. It's unrelated to this poison, just a general warning. Well, I'm frankly just grateful that we've gotten a whole lot less of the O, the one that's like not properly volume balanced with literally any other thing in the game. It's like we'd be going along having a normal conversation, and then in my mind it feels like he's just like, oh! And it's like, okay, that's, I mean...
Oh, there's a more detailed description about it here. Once opened, oxidation cannot be stopped. Transferring to another sealed container will not prevent this process.
What a wildly specific and implausible sounding thing. This Japanese poison to include an English warning. I mean, honestly, I feel like that might literally happen in a non-zero amount of cases. It just amuses me that it says, be careful of powerful drugs. That's just like a funny thing to write down. Because, like, again, it's not like, warning, don't drink this substance. It's just like a general statement on powerful drugs. It's remarkable how many emotes the sunglass modification that Twitch allows works perfectly for. That's a good feature. Clearly everything is working as intended. Poison from the chemistry lab. The bottle's lid was unsealed. Seriously though, why did we put it back? Little bit of a closing the barn door after the horses escape kind of situation, huh?
Vice Director!
That's not what you just said.
Was there something insufficient about our investigation? Had you told me, I would have verified myself.
Everyone be prepared for a punishment.
Thank you for your diligence. Tell me, do you have the results from testing for poison?
Hey, don't thank people, you're dressed as a psychopath.
Yes, as I've reported to you already. The poison was only found on the victim's glass.
Only the victims? What about the bottle or the other glass?
None. No traces have been found on those.
Very interesting. I mean, the other methods that are sort of on the table right now are that the the one girl whose name I totally don't remember, on the lighting crew, I think had like, I think it was her. She had like eyedroppers in her locker, and like had like an overhead view of the poisoning scene, and like it was like vaguely implied that she could have like dropped poison in that way, but that's like absurd. That would be just like so ridiculous. But like another thing we encountered last week in our investigation was like basically a water gun. I'm not entirely sure how that could have been put in a situation where it would have made any amount of sense for that to administer the poison, but it's a clue, so it's, you know, possible.
And as you've instructed, this information is currently being kept from the official report.
Oh, good. Love the Peacekeepers. They're really good at their jobs. Oh yeah, Neko. Last week's stream was really good. Because we got to watch, like, basically the entire school play, and, like, fully half of it was conveyed via Eternal Sonata slideshow. It's just, you have to go watch it.
I see. Good work.
The poison was only on Cotton's glass? How was that possible?
Poison was detected in the glass held by the victim, but the other glass had no such traces. No poison was detected on the wine bottle. That's interesting, though, because that is, like, the main reason why you would suspect Wendy at all. And obviously, I understand that the Peacekeepers are falsifying information because it's, like, the singular thing that they do. But it definitely changes the parameters of the case so far.
They're eyedroppers used in the lab, but these still look new.
I have so many questions. First, why do these eyedroppers have, like, roughly the dimensions and shape of a knife? Like, why are they so big? Why are they so pointy? And, like, what does it mean to you for an eyedropper to look new? Because, I mean, like, if you use it once, is that not new anymore? Are you really telling me that at a glance you can tell me with confidence that these have never been used before? Doesn't appear to have been used. Alright, I'll treat that as the takeaway, but I still feel like that's a really wild observation. Paintbrush. Nope.
This is...
The hitbox.
Wait, there's a paintbrush near the chemical shelf. The tip of the brush is wet. What is this?
What have we here? Paintbrush found next to the chemical shelf in the chemistry lab. Radioactive,
There's probably
radioactive.
not much else that can be checked in the chemistry lab. But it sure is convenient being disguised as Martina. The Peacekeepers keep telling me everything.
Dude, I love this guy who's just roaming the hallways. He's my favorite.
I should have taken this disguise from the start. Maybe I should keep investigating in this form.
Oh man, we should go and talk to all the high school girls as, like, the vice admiral of the police squad. Nothing weird about that.
What else should I look at?
Again?
Shinigami really wants to help, even though she's mad at us. And for some reason, we're not actively mad at her for just, like, denigrating women for no reason. But it's kind of endearing that she keeps pulling us around by our weird haunted choker chain in order to solve the
staff
case.
room? I think I already checked everything in there.
It's also kind of funny how they just keep positioning her to not make eye contact with us, but she's still obviously, like, haunting us. Hey, Sniper, welcome to the stream. You're not late. You arrived just when you meant to, which was in time for whatever's about to happen in this staff room. How are you doing?
No, I didn't check everything. There were lockers I haven't searched yet. Now that I'm disguised as Martina, I could look through everything.
Before that, can I talk to several high school girls? No. Game answered literally. No. Is the ghost annoyed at us? Yes, because we took this case to help a high school girl. She's mad because she's jealous that we have shown attention to a woman who isn't her. And also, she was being really, like, rude about it. Karen is the locker room. Because Karen's the locker I couldn't get into.
Cotton's name tag is on it.
I have to open this for the investigation. Do you understand?
Huh? Yes.
I appreciate that only, like, one person responded as though it was their responsibility. You there, corner girl! I also appreciate the fact that there's just, like, kind of a lot of donuts in this game for some reason. They're, like, everywhere.
Huh? There's something on the floor. It's the script for the play. Cotton's name is written on the cover. There are tons of handwritten notes. A lot of effort was clearly put into this. There's something written in red at the Duel of Poisoned Cup scene. Take the glass the spotlight hits first.
Well, that's troubling.
Cotton must have written this. The handwriting is the same as the rest.
So that very strongly implies that even if someone in the lighting team wasn't directly responsible for the poisoning, which they do seem to want me to believe, that they still had to be collaborating with whoever actually poisoned the glass, because otherwise the lighting team wouldn't know which glass to indicate.
Interesting.
Script with a written note that says, take the glass the spotlight hits first.
She definitely looked away just now.
Actually, I guess it's true that we don't know whether Karen complied with that note or not. Maybe someone tried to give her the heads up and she didn't trust them because of the way that message was delivered, and then she got killed when she wasn't the target. Like, again, we're not sure, because of the nature of the glass switching on stage, we don't know whether Karen, the one who died, or Lorna, the other actress in the scene, was the one who's, like, supposed to die. Is that a plate of dry, unseasoned macaroni? I believe it is. Yeah, I feel like that's, like, uncooked macaroni or something. Can we investigate the donuts? Regrettably, no, but, like, we can look at them. That looks like that could be, like, a cherry donut from Randy's. Those are really good. Demolition says, I want to play a game where we play as a completely straight-laced detective with proper deduction and reasoning, but it takes place in a highly stereotypical anime with all the tropes. Something like Hot Fuzz, but in an anime. That'd be pretty good. Hard disagreed, Echo. That's not just Somnium Files, because that implies that, like, Date is, like, a skilled detective and not a lunatic who doesn't know the first thing about, like, conducting an investigation. Do I get points for talking to these girls as the strange woman? Tell me what you know about the incident. Alright. And that's all. It's weird she just silently peed herself and then said, and that's all. Thank you for your cooperation. Stay in this room until instructed otherwise, even when I'm gone! Okay. I do get points.
Hey.
Could I have a word? I'd like you to tell me what you saw during the play. Sure? Well, all I know is this. Nothing I haven't already heard, huh? Thank you. Stay in this room until instructed otherwise. You and that other girl live here now. You're roommates. If I check the lockers again, do I get anything? Shushika's locker. Seems like there's nothing noteworthy in here. but I still get points for it, so I'm gonna click all of them. Karune is the other one I don't remember. She's sitting right here. It's Karune's locker. Seems like a free 10 points to me.
It's a club locker. Waruna's name tag is on it.
The locker only
I have
contains
to
10
open this for
additional
the
points.
investigation. Do you understand?
Wait, is there something? What, haven't we already checked this? Why do we get this cutscene for this?
Yes?
Oh, right. This diary has a lock on it. I feel bad about reading someone's diary, but I need as many clues as I can get my hands on.
Are we gonna shoot it with the gun we created with the power of Desuhiku's mind?
You there. Can you call over the student named Waruna?
This feels highly irregular. Like, imagine, like, the chief of police, like, coming to your school, like, forcing you to unlock your diary and then, like, reading it in front of you. Like, holy crap. Like, that it just seems, like, completely unreasonable.
Huh? Waruna. What do you want with me?
Can you open this lock?
That's my diary!
Yeah, I know. I'm just a psycho.
How did you get that? That has nothing to do with what happened!
I'll be the judge of that.
I was gonna joke that he might say that, but he literally did. So there you go.
It pains me to do this, but it might lead to a clue. I have no choice.
I mean, there's, like, a choice here. Don't get me wrong.
Isn't this what a detective would do? There's no need for emotions to solve a case, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like this becomes like reading the diary of like the victim is like one thing. Like you're still kind of violating their privacy, but like it's to the end of like finding justice for them. Just like reading a random person's diary without actually having like a search warrant or something to implicate them specifically. It's definitely different. There's shades of gray to this, but like the way this is set up, I don't think this is like great.
I understand. Here's the key.
I'll give it back right away. Don't worry.
Do we have a choice to read the entire diary out loud?
What's this photo?
Oh, this is so suspect. So wait a minute. If Waruna has one of these cropped photos with Aiko as well, doesn't that kind of suggest that Aiko is like playing everyone against each other? Like maybe the only reason there were rivalries at all is because Aiko had orchestrated them to like stay on top while everyone squabbled?
I see. Here, you can have it back.
I just wanted to see that photo. Photo of Waruna and Aiko. It appears the two of them were cut out from a larger photo. She vanished instantly, like a Giratina.
Do you have a moment?
It's a Pokemon joke for no one.
Are you the one who shoved Kaden's script into her locker?
What are you talking about?
At least she didn't read it out loud. I mean, at a certain point, I feel like it's just easier to do it, you know? I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen. The question says, rate the detectives you've played as most to least emotional. I mean, I'm gonna say right off the bat, that's a really hard task to do, just generally in my current mental state. But also, keep in mind that, like, it is essentially impossible to evaluate Harriet Dubois from Disco Elysium anywhere on that scale. Because the entire game is nothing but his emotions, but you choose how much they get conveyed to the world? This is Shinigami says detectives have no emotion. I mean, like, Date's like low medium. I feel like Honor from murder by numbers, pretty high on that scale. Mostly just by nature of her being super hot-headed and just, like, thinking every conceivable conclusion she has immediately solves the case. Like, there's just no stoicism to, like, actually finding the truth. She just, like, is playing detective the entire time. I'm not, like, I feel like Yuma Coco Head's, like, based on what I've seen so far, he's, like, pretty close to the middle of the spectrum. He, like, has emotions, but tries not to act on them. Which is, like, relatively close to what you'd probably want as an ideal. What about the dude from L.A. Noire? The main guy is Cole Phelps, right? Or is that his partner? Self-doubt is an emotion. I mean, it's an emotion. And it definitely hinders his performance. I'd still put him somewhere near the middle, though. Because, like... I mean, he's probably, like, toward the middle, but, like, a little more emotional than not. But I still think he's pretty close to the middle. L.A. Noire guy is, like, shockingly high on the emotion scale. Like, there's a specific way you can manage to play that game where you don't see a lot of emotion, but when you do see emotion, it's always, like, at a 14 out of 10. Like, that dude has no chill at all. And, like, it definitely affects his ability to, like, perform those investigations. I would say, I mean, in so much as you could treat him as a detective, Scott Shelby from Heavy Rain, pretty low on the emotion scale. I mean, it makes sense given the revelations about his character, but, like, have to admit, relatively low on that scale. I've had a bad, like, 7 days. And also got some bad news immediately before the stream I'm now concerned about. And I'm gonna have a stressful week. Like, it should at least be half a good week, but it's gonna be just really stressful. Like, I am, like, deep in depression and also having a bad time, and those aren't a circle Venn diagram. Those are two things happening concurrently that are not good. Yeah, we're pressuring this high school girl, and I've been giving her the silent treatment for a while
I have
now.
an eyewitness account of you taking Conan's script. Are you hiding something? If you keep hiding it, you'll be sorry later on. Don't tell me you're also hiding the chemical used in the murder.
I'm not, I swear.
She's definitely hiding something, but I don't think I can get anything out of her.
We have to use the Magatama.
You should pat her down and search her.
Shinigami, like, literally explain yourself. I feel like that's the last thing you want me to do. Like, I don't think you want that purely for, like, the purpose of finding the truth. But also, it seems to run counter to your character to want that for presumably any other reason.
Huh?
Like I says, her read on Cole Phelps says that he's acting as bad cop, but in control, because he can vacillate completely from reasonable to psychotic. See, my read has always just been that he's just genuinely psychotic. So, like, he has that unhinged moment because he thinks that will pressure the witness or the suspect or whatever. But then he goes back to, like, neutral because, like, he doesn't, like... He's not, like, a normal person. Like, he's not as much in control of the emotion as... I mean, I guess, like, the psychopathy makes it so, like, you could argue he's less emotional. But, like, I think the emotions fully govern his performance, which I feel like was mostly the implied question.
A detective must suspect everything. You get to fondle a high school girl. Being the pervert you are, you'd be killing two birds with one stone.
I'm really not sure how we got here.
Hey,
No.
you. Check Kurene's body to see if she's hiding something.
God, everything about that exchange makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that I got points for that. I don't like that we just commanded, like, another high school girl to do a pat-down search of this high school girl. It wouldn't be better if I did it, but it's still not good.
Me? Wouldn't it be better for the peacekeepers to do their own investigation?
That would, cause some problems. Just do as I say.
The funny thing is, like, this is, like, the most in-character as Martina Electro thing that we've done since disguising ourselves as Martina Electro. Is, like, being, like, weirdly sexual about something and, like, not really explaining it. Like, that actually seems, like, precisely her character. So, like, no one should question that, actually.
I'm on it. Oh, there's something in her pocket.
Is it a banana? Or is she happy to be searched?
That's...
A notebook.
Is this a scrapbook? There are magazine and newspaper clippings in it.
Are they all about
And
Aiko?
the articles are... related to Aiko?
Yeah, I mean, that tracks.
On another page, there's a small clipping of an article about Aiko's suicide.
Is there also, like, a cutout photo of her and Aiko?
Was she collecting everything there is about Aiko? Wait, is that...
There it is! There it is. Everyone's really defensive about those pictures.
Hey, where's she going?
No, it's fine.
Huh? Really?
I'm done watching you touch her. It's fine. Is this weird yet? Who's uncomfortable? You all have to stay in this room. Scrapbook owned by Karine. There are magazine and newspaper clippings pasted in it. Also, the photo seems important. Appears the two of them were cut out from a larger photo.
Alright, that's enough investigating in this form.
Daddy does not approve!
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, like, if I haven't rolled, like, snake eyes on my spatial awareness check, I feel like enough space in the implied photo with Aiko and all the others in it is accounted for that the only person excluded is Karen. Does that sound right? Or do you think she might somehow be in one of those upper corners that are also cropped out from the overall photo? Because the way it looks in my mind is like Aiko at the top, Karine, Yoshiko, and then Warren on the right. But, like, it doesn't seem like there's space for another face.
I should revert to my normal self. It'll get increasingly harder to investigate like this. Forcibly exposing secrets isn't an investigation. It's just coercion.
You're such a naive softie.
Alright, let's go back to Desuhiko.
It'd be funnier if I just changed back right here on the spot. Is that an option? I did it, I guess. It's implied that I did it. I didn't talk to the secret keepers. Whisper, whisper.
Hey.
Do you have a moment? Yeek, what is it? I'd like to know if anything about this incident has stuck out to you. Even small things would help. Stuck out? So maybe she's the culprit? At least that's what I think. It's the same as what I heard earlier. Thank you. Stay in this room for now. You might want to refrain from whispering. Secrets are no fun. Right. Sorry about that. I feel like I've run out of things to do now. Unless I can get points by talking to people as Martina. I don't know anything. I really don't. I'm begging you to leave. Too scared to talk when I look like this. Oh, I can get points. It's time to talk to everyone.
I'll head back to Desuhiko for now.
Oh, no. I guess I won't. Can I go in here, though?
I'll head back to Desuhiko for now.
I see. Are they taking the hobbits to Isengard?
I'll head back to Desuhiko for now.
Well, I'll talk to all the ones I can talk to. Oh, hello, you're the big shot peacekeeper, right? Is the investigation going well? I'm in the same class as Karine. I don't think she's the culprit.
You.
I see. I'll keep that in mind. Can I talk to Yoshiko?
I'll head back to Desuhiko for now.
No, she gone. She left. Also, I'll head back to Desuhiko for now. Have you learned anything about the culprit? I can't imagine it's Karumi. Please help Karumi, Yoshiko, and the others. Excuse me, can we leave yet?
Hey.
I apologize, but the case hasn't been resolved. Right, I'm so hungry. Mask girl. What are you... Oh, a peacekeeper. Can I help you with something? I think I've told you everything I know. I see. That's fine. Just keep quiet. Don't do anything weird. Let's talk to this guy. Vice Director Martina, have there been any developments in the investigation?
Goodness.
No, but don't intimidate the students. They're not going to give us any information if they're frightened. Yes, understood. Now about my punishment.
Hey.
Do you have a moment? Huh? I don't know anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Looks like she's too scared to talk. I should leave her alone.
Yeah.
Lots of notices about concerts and recitals. Several are related to theatrical performances. Obviously, there's going to be play-related stuff. Okay, we did that and don't get repeat points for it. Everything that's happened, it must be Aiko's curse. After killing herself, Aiko is trying to kill us all. Calm down. The peacekeepers are conducting a proper investigation, so stay calm! Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Vice Director Martina! Nothing out of the ordinary to report here. Hey. Understood. If something happens, alert me right away. Yes, ma'am! Oh, I can actually go this way?
Huh?
No.
Forgot this was the wing that had the restrooms in it.
No.
Yeah, I think it's time to go change back. Go ask who died. Karen. An actress died on stage during the play. There's a scene where someone's supposed to get poisoned, but they got poisoned for real, and they exploded neon pink paint everywhere. It was a mess. The set department's not gonna be pleased with that. This did not go well.
Don't come back here right now!
Damn, this is bad.
Another elegant and highly intelligent beauty. What a surprise.
Wait, maybe we can convince her that we're the real Martina.
In my head. Put your hands up. You must be the suspicious person wandering around the crime scene. I received word of you lurking about, and here we are. Who are you?
I want to make a Zero Time Dilemma joke, but I can't.
Bad. What do I do? At this rate, both of us will be captured.
Looks like you gotta surrender. And that's what you get for getting carried away.
Now, clarify for me exactly at what point I got carried away.
Although, if you apologize to me sincerely, I just might...
Help! Somebody!
What? What are you screaming for?
What are you... My imposter is right here! She's carrying a weapon!
I'm seeing double 4 Martina Electros.
Hold on! That's the imposter!
Huh? What?
Jack-o'-lantern pointing at jack-o'-lantern meeting.
This teacher and I will evacuate the premises. Eliminate that threat at once.
This plan is genuinely
Now what
insane.
do we do?
Just leave immediately.
I didn't think that far ahead. Let's go this way.
Is that the stage door? It's so hard to tell. Oh, it is. What a terrible idea. Why are we doing this? We definitely should have pulled our gun, but this was actually a pretty good idea other than running here. This was a bad place to go.
That's enough! As I suspected, you can't copy what's in my head after all. Now reveal your true identity, otherwise you will be shot.
We should turn into the chubby guy.
What's going on? Huh? Why is our teacher? Les, there are two of the same peacekeeper? What is happening?
How are all these students upstairs all of a sudden? And why is Wendy here?
Yuma?
She's literally under arrest.
Yoshiko, Waruna, Kurane, Kurumi too. I was so close. I almost figured out who the true culprit is.
No, that's not true.
Now hurry it up. I won't give you a countdown before I pull the trigger.
We're doing it live. We're definitely doing it live.
Say.
Just give me several minutes to put down this enormous backpack. This is... Come on. Literally only Japan would allow for this to happen.
A man?
You lot. I see. Detectives from the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
This is how you make sim babies. They use a backpack now?
You can both be disposed of right here and now.
I feel like we could have tried using an alternate disguise.
Damn. I've got no choice.
What's your plan, guy?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yuma! Yasuhiko!
He's gonna pull a Chaozu. He's gonna explode.
Do you realize what happened now? You will regret this in hell.
Wow, you feel like you belong as a boss in Eternal Sonata.
Gosh!
Shinigami, please, help me!
Oh, if I have to.
I think you're obliged legally. I'm not sure. Do the thing.
Rise! Mystery Labyrinth!
Transformation. The skirt flourish is always my favorite part. He said incriminating things about Shinigami out loud before. People always just ignore him. It's like the conceit of fiction.
Huh?
Which one of them was breathing much too loudly? Of course she has a magical girl transformation. You think she looks that good in the Mystery Labyrinth without any prep time? She spends most of her time as a pudgy, half-rendered blob.
Aw, I did it without thinking. He didn't even get on his knees or anything.
Well... Thanks, Shinigami. You saved me.
Real though, why do we bring Wendy here?
I'm compelled to help when people need me.
Whoa! What's this? What's going on?
Don't worry, you've just died, and this is the afterlife.
In here.
Who are you?
More importantly, where do you live? What are your hobbies? What do you think of me?
Oh, would you look at that? We have a punching bag!
Come no! You know what? That's a little fair.
Down the rabbit hole we go!
I like that she didn't jump in. She floated dramatically in by, like, lifting her legs to just float barely off the floor. Save current progress? Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Save over this one. But I mean, she was like vamping for a crowd that she specifically froze in time. It's just like it's like a weird choice is all. Where was the magical girl transformation when you turn into a woman? That's a pretty good question, but I think the real answer is that they preferred to have the dramatic reveal rather than the flourish of doing another transformation. She can see us through the fourth wall. Oh my god. Okay, time until Desuhiko makes a comment about the chain around our neck.
Ow.
Are we doing that Family Guy bit? Ah. Ah.
What's going on? Where are we? Is this hell? Martina must have shot me.
I'm genuinely surprised that Shinigami doesn't play overt tricks like this when other people get dragged to the Mystery Labyrinth. It feels like it's her style.
No way. Why would I be in hell? Even when it comes to women, I always stop just shy of criminal activity.
Okay, I need you to understand that being consciously aware of just barely not breaking the law still makes you a really bad person. Like, that isn't good.
Calm down, Desuhiko. This place is a mystery labyrinth.
Huh? A mystery what?
Calm down. This is a metaphysical construct of the idea of secrets surrounding a murder. I can't make this any simpler for you. Like I said, she never understood that Family Guy bit. Why the long pauses between the ows? The idea is that it's like... It's a type of minor injury that, like, feels really bad, but doesn't really require medical attention. And so, like, you're feeling the sharp pain between the, like, outbursts of, like... Ah... And I can't do anything better to explain that other than I literally had that happen this week because I, like, accidentally kicked something in my house and it hurt so bad. But, like, it wasn't a bad injury at all, but it hurt so bad.
Oh, let me explain for a bit.
Let me explain for a bit. Eventually, this process will take so long that we run out of time in the Mystery Labyrinth and it, like, collapses on us or whatever.
Were you listening, Desuhiko?
No, I mean, look at his face. Look at his stupid face.
I was just doing some appraising.
Yeah, alright.
Appraising?
Yuma, this babe is totally top tier. Where'd you meet a hottie like her?
Mystery Labyrinth.
There's never a shortage of girls when you're around. You're the best wingman ever.
Master, this munchkin is an eyesore. You mind if I boom kill him now?
No, you can't.
It'll cause me, like, complications with my boss, who I'm already in trouble with for not buying meat buns, like, 4 days ago.
Master? Is that how it is between you two?
Sarah knew that he was gonna react to that immediately.
I just explained everything to you, but you weren't paying attention.
Here, we have to do another implied speed up.
Hey, let's hurry up and do, you know.
The vomit thing?
What does that mean? Is it something not family friendly?
I mean, I would love it if you just didn't, like, naturally have the creeping fingers. Like, it really doesn't bode well for this
I don't
to
need
just
a
be,
map
like,
to
your
get to
actual,
Bone Town.
like, neutral stance.
Master,
Alright, I keep forgetting the sword
are
thing.
you ready to give your life for the
I don't know
truth?
why this doesn't stick. The vomiting sticks, the
Yes,
sword doesn't.
I am.
And then they dance. Boop. I feel like she really ought to boop him on the nose there. And this is why you have to have, like, a cleaning every 6 months. You have to go to the dentist, or else this happens. Can we kill him now? No, there's, like, we'll get in trouble. What's a hi, anime? How's it going? We solved the murdering, the mystery by murdering Dasuhiko. I mean, listen, I'm right there with you, chat. Nobody wants Dasuhiko dead more than me, probably. But also, God, he's still just doing this. I mean, unless we find that he actually committed the murder, I don't think that's gonna advance the plot for us. Sarah wants to recreate the dance in cosplay. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be too hard to find someone willing to do that, frankly.
I'm so excited. I feel like I just discovered a whole new kink.
I hope this doesn't awaken something in me.
Hey, Yuma, me next, yeah? Let's swap places. Sorry, but that's not possible.
I'm the only one who gets the sword.
Shinigami's powers can only be used by whoever made a pact with her. A pact? This goes even deeper than I thought!
Wait, you guys are married?
I explained that earlier, too.
I will say I genuinely enjoy the notion that, like, we did the conceit of doing the, like, time skip to show that we explained it, but, like, he just didn't listen, so now we have to just keep being annoyed about the fact that he doesn't understand. Like, he should, he just doesn't.
Anyway, next up is materializing the solution key.
I honestly, like, I think the game is gonna have this be like a, oh, that's a bridge too far. But, like, I feel like if a person like Dasuhiko was really in this situation, he'd be like, this is already one of my kinks. I'm into this.
Here you go, Master.
She's perfect. I'm in
Yep,
love.
okay, well, that's fair.
Really? Alright, I've made up my mind. I have no idea what this mystery labyrinth thing is.
I couldn't have been paying any less attention, but let's do the thing.
But before we get out of here, I'll get you to fall in love with me.
I mean, I agree this is better. I did state I feel like that is the more accurate representation, is him being like, yep, this is it for me. This is doing it for me.
If you decapitate yourself, then I would consider it.
The only value he has is to make a perfect disguise at this point. I don't know what we would need to disguise ourselves from in the Mystery Labyrinth, but also, like, we didn't use Helena's power at all during the Mystery Labyrinth. So, like, I think he's just, like, a cipher character for, like, vocalizing the mystery as it unfolds. But I'll say this, in theory, I appreciate something about this. It worked differently with Helena. Halara, and I know. In the last case, like, she took one look at the facts and, like, clearly understood everything. But then, like, because only the person who has the pact with Shinigami remembers anything from outside the Mystery Labyrinth, she wasn't able to do anything to really accelerate the case. But, like, here, the circumstances are a little different, where Dasuhiko was unwilling to investigate the case because he doesn't investigate murders. He's not, like, a homicide detective. and so he's like uncomfortable with like bodies and death. But like now that it's like abstract and he's sort of forced to be here, I think it's, at least in theory, kind of interesting that like now he's potentially in a position where he can like help us work through the facts. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that he's Desahiko, and he's, I mean, need I say more?
That can be easily arranged. No, it can't.
Now, let's set off to unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Our target is the culprit who preys on the truth.
Right. This is the beginning of our battle for love.
No, that's not what we're doing.
Jeez, I hope this works out.
Let's see if I can save yet. Just after all the cutscene. No, not yet.
So, this is the mystery labyrinth. Oh, talk about creepy. Hey, why don't we just head back and grab something sweet?
I prefer corpses and mysteries over sweets.
What? Hey!
Oh, he's gotta make the comment. Here it comes.
Hold on, wait for me! Don't leave me behind!
No comment on the ghost choker chain? Really? That's ridiculous.
By the way, Yuma, there's something I gotta ask. I don't remember how I got here. Is it because I'm in love?
That was also explained during my presentation.
It's not love, it's the mystery labyrinth.
Forget it, Shake. It's Chinatown. Glorified loading screen. I mean, that's always been true. That's been true the whole game. Or really more than a loading screen, it's to force the conversation to happen concurrently with the loading. But I guess you could argue it's the same thing.
When an outsider enters the mystery labyrinth, their memories are sealed away.
This isn't gonna mess up my brain, is it? Am I gonna be alright?
I mean, no, but you weren't gonna be alright before you came to the Mystery Labyrinth either, if that helps.
What difference does it make? Your brain is already messed up.
Yeah. Now the door will appear.
Anyway,
oh, you have to do one more
the
thing.
exit yet?
Can I do it from here? Abilities. Certainly gained fewer levels this time. I only have 4 total points. I feel like my problem with the reasoning deathmatch isn't typically solution keys. That might get worse over time. I feel like the thing that I need most... I still have no idea what the Shinigami puzzle is? Or isn't there another thing that's like the Summer Night Festival or some garbage? But reasoning deathmatch is the thing I probably suck the most at. I don't actually have enough points for this? No, wait. I have 4. This costs 3. I'm reading it backwards because I'm just not good. Also, yeah, I mean, like, I like the loading screen thing. Like, I like that... I mean, say what you will, like, I do genuinely think the writing in this game is mostly good. It falters where it tries to do anime humor at, like, a 10 out of 10 at all times, instead of having some amount of chill. But, like, most of the conversations in the Mystery Labyrinth are, like, pretty good. And so, like, I think they're well-paced to sort of, like, keep things moving, and they mess the loading screens, and they have the cool graphics. So, like, I'm a fan. I'm not being critical. I was just responding to a comment in chat that was critical, which I think is also fair. It's just, like, a matter of opinion. But, yeah, just plug that in for me. Oh, Endless Summer is the thing. Or no, is it? 'Cause Endless Summer is just the name of this achievement. Isn't there something There was like, I guess it's just Shinigami puzzle. Like, one of these is a type of thing that I don't think I've been tutorialized on. Despite my potentially better judgment, I'm going to unequip the thing that slows down the pinup pirate, and we'll see if that's better. Because it moves really slow, and it's, like, actually really annoying. So even though it should be helpful, let's not.
We just got...
Oh, if only there was a brave, strong boy around. I would swap my master for him in a heartbeat.
Huh? You can do that?
All right! Now I'm getting pumped up!
Oh, off he goes. I wonder if he'll be okay.
I hope he
Who
dies.
cares? He's just gonna slow us down anyway.
Watch next.
Oh, he's back.
What just happened?
We've got trouble, Yuma. There's something up ahead.
There's gotta be a reasoning deathmatch, right?
Was it a cue? Did it look like a tiny creature?
No, it's a witch. A witch is about to execute somebody.
Martina Electra.
Execute?
Probably.
Hysterical! Let's take a look!
You're going to ward it? Not running away? Seriously?
I do also like that Shinigami's trying to get rid of him. Shouldn't we be able to see the witch if he saw her and came back? I never remember what the doors mean. Well, that's different. This doesn't necessarily look like a reasoning deathmatch area, but that's what I'm expecting. Shouldn't he have memory of Martina Electra?
Over there! There, see?
I mean, she should be in a different form, right?
That witch is scary.
I mean, she is not that different from her real-world counterpart. Sometimes these versions are, like, a real gross exaggeration of their worst characteristics. I mean, like, she's just kind of wearing, like, a magical odd-job hat and holding one of those, like, outdoor heat lamps for sidewalk restaurants. That's not, like, that scary.
That's a mystery phantom.
Also, she has heterochromia for some reason.
They're mysteries given form that try to block us from reaching the truth.
They appear in the form of someone interfering with the investigation.
Now that you mention it, that witch kind of looks like the Peacekeeper Martina. She's the one hiding the truth?
Nah, just her spinny hat.
What is she doing over there?
I wish it was really loud. I don't know why, but I want her hat to be, like, really noisy. Wobble, 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 wobble.
I shall now commence the execution. All criminals must be purified by the holy fire of darkness.
Ha! Joke's on you, I'm into that. Oh, look, it's cartoon fire for some reason. Some extremely confusing reason.
Kurumi?
Okay, now why is she dressed like that? Why are we doing that? That's good. I think if they went with the normal way to make the Phantoms for Martina, this game would be quickly NSFW. I mean, first off, this game isn't SFW. And secondly, I'm talking, like, the other investigations, like, Seth Burroughs was just, like, a disco guy. He wasn't, like, naked.
Fan service? Nice.
Dude, she's, like, burning to death.
So she's pinning the crime on the flat-chested Uggo, then killing her to cover up the truth.
This is terrible. We have to save her.
Relax, this is the Mystery Labyrinth, remember? That's not actually her.
I don't know, man. Sometimes the rules of the labyrinth are confusing. I mean, people die as a result of the Mystery Labyrinth. If you die in the Mystery Labyrinth, you die for real.
But still, I can't leave her like this.
You dare intervene in this execution?
Well, that's genuinely spooky, in a way I appreciate, although also am upset by.
Anyone who defies the Peacekeepers will suffer the same fate!
Yeah, I'm gonna do bad at this. I always do bad at these. I don't know, I did fine on them in the first one, but then when they scaled the difficulty up at all, I started just being awful. Yeah, right, the rope doesn't look like it's constraining her. It looks like a fashion choice.
Don't let any shady statement slip by.
Oh no, what is this? Mystery phantoms sometimes hide the truth within a statement. Use repel in these situations to get to the center of it all. I don't like this. Don't like this. Which one is repel?
You're in the way.
Oh, that's a lot of... Oh no, that's a lot of abilities.
You're a detective?
What's the...
How foolish.
What's the... Where's... Why do I not have a...
Get in my way and you'll be executed. You dare defy me?
I don't... Why do I not have
It's
my
clear who the
controls?
culprit
Hello?
is.
That claim doesn't hold up.
Okay, so I just want to clarify something. Normally, when a reasoning deathmatch round starts,
You don't have any evidence.
the first thing I do is I check my solution keys, because that's a really important thing to gauge what I'm doing. But because that was a tutorial thing, I didn't have that ability, which also meant I couldn't pause. And let me tell you how unbelievably distracting that was. Like, just like a whole control from my controller stopped activating, and I'm like, that's the literal first thing I do in a reasoning deathmatch.
You're a fool to defy peacekeepers. Very well. Allow me to educate you. The truth...
First thing I do. Poison from the chemistry lab was unsealed. Will react to oxygen in open air and become harmless after 30 minutes. Off the top of my head, I honestly don't know which one of these I expect to be relevant, which is bad for me. Normally it's reasonably clear, or it has been so far. Sure, wine.
Is already apparent. The culprit must be Kurumi. Prior to the performance, she switched the wine with the juice.
Oh, wait.
At
Oh,
that
I just
moment,
barely
she
missed the
in
window on
poison
that.
to commit the crime.
Bite my pants.
Only Kurumi could have done it.
I don't
It's
think
the
that's
simple truth.
anything.
If you intend to defy us further, you shall also be executed!
Huh?
No.
Oh, I understand. I just, like... It's, like, I'm so bad at this because, like, I can really easily do the, like, combat controls, or I can do the, like, comprehending the actual, like, sentences happening to know what the triggers are, but I cannot do both at the same time. Which, like, shouldn't be that hard, but makes this, like, a seemingly impossible task that I continue to just be bad at.
The truth is already apparent. The culprit must be Kurumi.
So let me just make sure. So, they're saying that... Yeah, they're blaming her, so I need to point out that there wasn't any poison on the wine bottle. I just have to pick the right statement. There were a bunch of them, so I might not even have been going for the right one.
Prior to the performance, she switched the wine with the juice.
Should be...
At that moment, she mixed in the poison to commit the crime.
This one? Is it not that one? They're so similar. It's so annoying.
In that...
I understand, like, I understood the
Truth
point,
is
like,
already
7
apparent.
in-game hours ago.
The culprit must be Kurumi. Prior to the performance,
I mean, without sounding like
she
a broken
switched the
record,
wine with the juice.
this is, like, literally, like, combining the
At that
single
moment,
worst
she mixed in the
aspects
poison to commit the crime.
of Phoenix Wright games with, like, a timed component.
Only
So, like,
Kurumi could have done it.
it's, like, specifically something I'm bad at.
Yeah.
The truth is already up.
Am I a step ahead of the game again? Is that what I'm doing wrong here? It's just so annoying. Like, I genuinely would argue that, like, this is a bad choice between wine bottle and chemistry lab poison, because these are such similar points, and the way the reasoning deathmatch is laid out, it likes to use really similar statements to begin with. And so, like, it wants, from me, some level of fine granularity that, like, I am just not processing. Like, it's so hard to, again, I really struggle to just, like, comprehend all the ramifications of the stupid crap they say in the moment, because, like, I'm supposed to be dodging for points and things, which is just, I really don't like it. It's not my favorite. So they say that she switched the wine bottle as the first thing, which I don't think either of the statements really interact with. And then
Parent. The culprit must be Kurumi. Prior to the performance, she switched the wine with the juice. At that
might be
moment,
it.
she mixed in the poison to commit the crime.
No, it's this one. It's this one with the poison.
Slash through this mystery.
I do think there's some amount of expected failure because I get, like, way better scores on these than I should, but, like, it feels really bad. Like, it feels like I'm doing a horrible job, and it makes me really frustrated. But, like, it's also just kind of a frustrating thing to do. Like, Reasoning Deathmatch is, like, really low on things in this game for me personally. Hi, Castlar. You've arrived just in time to just watch me do nothing but gripe about Reasoning Deathmatches, because we just got to the Mystery Labyrinth. Hello and welcome. Yeah, because it's over 30. But like, you get why this is frustrating to me, right? Because it's like, yeah, I understand the nuance of, like, oh, there's like a 30-minute time limit, but like, after 30 minutes, the poison's inactive because it's this weird fictional chemical. But, like, as opposed to, like, the good parts of Phoenix Wright, for example, where, like, the statement that you're reacting to is phrased in such a way that it emphasizes really clearly the point you're supposed to react to, the phrases in the Reasoning Deathmatches are, like, very specifically worded to do the opposite. To, like, all kind of blend together and to, like, not give you a particular sense of, like, the actual point of what's being said right now. And, like, yeah, maybe the intention is, like, specifically that they want you to fail, not even just to, like, provide the opportunity to fail, but they actively want you to fail. But, like, it's just genuinely annoying to me. Because, like, the thing that's fun to me about this is to solve the mystery. And the thing that's cool about that in video game form is being able to demonstrate that I understand what's happening. And hopefully when you watch me play these things, you see me, like, understanding fairly quickly and regularly, like, what things are actually being implied by the evidence. But, like, the way this is gamified in the Reasoning Deathmatch, like, doesn't click for me and frustrates me pretty significantly.
But Kurumi switched out the wine before the performance began, meaning more than 30 minutes had passed.
Because it's an incredibly long play. I cannot stress enough.
So even if Kurumi had mixed in the poison, by the time the incident occurred, it would have been completely neutralized. Which means Kurumi isn't the culprit.
But, like, we literally, like Sarah says, like, before we even, like, thought about going into the Mystery Labyrinth, we had literally directly established this fact to the face of actual Martina Electro. Like, it's weird for this to be a starting point in the Mystery Labyrinth. We have established this.
Wow! You defeated the monster!
Arguably.
Alrighty, I'll save Kurumi. Leave it to me.
Ooh, is he gonna catch on fire in the process?
Hey, wait!
It's all right now. Hey, aren't you getting kind of cold? I'll warm you right up.
Gross. Someone, I forget who pointed it out, but someone said they could see her bra strap, and so she wasn't naked under the weird costume, and I didn't notice that before, but that's definitely true. It looks weird, but it's definitely preferable. Rip.
It's the victim, Cotton.
I am the culprit who killed me.
No. You're not, though.
The truth is, this was a suicide.
Would you say that's more or less compelling of a theory than natural causes? It ranks pretty good on the comedy scale, but like is like absolutely not plausible. I mean, okay, maybe it's plausible in the sense that we have reason to think that like she may have been warned not to drink the poison and like did it out of defiance of not trusting the mystery person who sent her that message. But like, it's not suicide in the sense that I believe there's any chance that she willingly and deliberately did that. It could have been allergies. She could have been allergic to the poison as well, which complicates things even further. Like, there's definitely some shadow of doubt. Like, we don't know who this was intended for. It starts to seem more plausible that they wanted to kill Warrena because we recently found that note in Karen's locker in her script. What is keeping the towel on her? The ESRB, I think, is keeping the towel on her.
I put in the poison myself. I'm so sorry!
I forgive you. She's a Darkest Dungeon cultist! Look at her crown! My resolve is tested.
I'm sorry too.
Why have parts of her legs been removed by, like, rainbow transformation magic? She wasn't, like, dismembered.
No, it wasn't a suicide.
God, she even has a chalice. She's definitely, like, a Darkest Dungeon cultist. She's very stressed. I mean, she did have that allergic reaction.
I won't let her take the blame just to end this investigation.
I like the little shockwave when she, like, landed from a height of, like, 3 inches off the ground. Boom.
Yikes forever.
Alright, watch me be bad at this. I actually genuinely like the cultist character design. I'm probably biased because it is very Darkest Dungeon. I really have no idea what any of those bonuses do. So the poison vial empty from the beginning, so it never had poison in it, versus Karen was more tense than usual prior to the start of the performance. Which we now have reason to believe was because someone, like, told her to change her behavior during the show in a way that suggested something dangerous might be happening. I'm gonna lock in her behavior for now, because she's apparently arguing suicide, and she wouldn't be antsy about dying if she was gonna do it on purpose, maybe?
I'm so sorry!
That's weird.
This was just a suicide. It wasn't a homicide.
I think that's it.
It's all my fault. I wanted to die on stage.
Ooh, that one came
I
fast
put
and
real
furious.
poison in the vial.
Oh, hold on.
That's how I planned my own suicide.
God, I hate that the window for that is so short. Cause like, seriously, how many times have I tried to dash in the way of that and hit, like, almost as soon as I have an opportunity to attack? And every single time I just get hit in the face by words. If that window was just a little bit bigger, I would feel like I have actual agency in these fights. And instead, I get hit in the face by big words.
I'm really sorry! I'm the one who killed me!
I mean, this is honestly one of the more straightforward ones in a while. I just didn't have the right key equipped. Oh no, I am not attacking too early. You have to attack so early or you get hit in the face. If you attack late, you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what happens. Is like, I step in the way, I start to attack, I get hit in the face. That's literally the thing that's happening. Like, there's a lot of footage of this from the first one, from the first dungeon.
This was just a suicide.
It's so slow, it's annoying.
It's all my fault. I
Wow.
wanted to die on stage.
Wow.
I put real poison in the vial. That's how I planned my own suicide.
Why did that one not work though? Like, for real, why did that one not work? I mean, the first attack there, that one might have been too early. But then I attacked 2 subsequent times? What? Why is it legitimately even possible for there to be a hitbox where the one button to do an attack, which is the literal only way I have to interact with the game mechanic, can just miss? What is that?
Yeah.
Like, again, that time, I probably did attack too early the first time. I won't argue that. But, like, you saw me attack 2 additional times to no effect, and I do not understand why that's possible.
It's all my fault. I wanted to die on stage. I put real poison in the vial. That's how I planned my own suicide.
What's happening?
I'm really sorry.
Am I having a oh my god, I'm so annoyed right now. Am I like having a stroke? Like, I feel like the world is unraveling around me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I have one button to sort, and it's not doing anything, and I cannot advance without sorting. And that one I just hate. I just hate that one in particular. It can't be that the key is wrong, because it's not letting me even try the key.
It's all my fault.
Like, if I had the wrong key, I would hit, like, an invisible barrier, and then Shinigami would yell at me.
That's how I planned my own suicide.
Oh my god, please!
I'll help out.
I'm really sorry.
That's the wrong button.
I'm the one who killed me. This was just
I hate using the fast forward because it's incredibly easy to just get got by it.
a homicide. It's all my fault. I wanted to die on stage. I put real poison in the vial.
This is the truth.
I figured it out. I've been doing the counterattack move for so long, I forgot I had to hit another button. That one's on me, but I still hate it.
Another prop. It was empty as a so it's a
I don't know why I'm skipping through that. That's, like, actually relevant. I'm just, like, so tilted right now. I'm, like, just so tilted right now. I mean, like, for real.
Oh. Did you get it?
I mean, like, I can't overemphasize how, like, horrible my headspace is for, like, these little grievances. But, like, there's genuinely no reason that I need to have multiple sword buttons. Every button sorts. They're all sword buttons. The only button that isn't sword is, like, change key. So, like, I just...
Really dodged a bullet there. I was about to make my move.
You weren't. I gave you so much opportunity. I really goofed that up so hard.
You shouldn't approach women in the mystery labyrinth. This isn't the real world.
I didn't expect you, of all people, to warn me about ladies. This mystery labyrinth is terrifying.
I would like to do a fun thing now. Could we do something that's not a reasoning deathmatch and that isn't going to raise my blood pressure? Please. That's a nice
Hang
feud.
on.
That's fun.
Why was it impossible to have been a suicide?
Alright, you don't get to talk anymore.
Even if the vial wasn't used, she still could have drank the poison herself.
But the only thing Cotton drank from on stage was the shuffled glass. Even if Cotton added in the poison, there's no guarantee she'd be the one to drink it herself. It's not how someone who wanted to die would go about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember the play, so I didn't know it got shuffled. Hang on.
I guess you
Wouldn't the
wouldn't
same be
remember the
true for
play,
the
that's
culprit?
true.
If the glasses on stage were switched around, there's no guarantee the victim will take the poisoned one, right?
I have a solution key for that, but I'm not gonna get to use it for like 2 hours and 90 minutes.
Oh,
I did that
maybe the
math
killer
right.
wasn't aiming at Cotton specifically, but just wanted either actress to die.
It could have been that, or they could have been targeting the other actress. I still don't think we have enough information to be sure one way or the other. Although, it seems to me like they were targeting Warren. I'm just not entirely sure why.
I can't completely rule that out.
Well, that's gotta be it. I'm a genius, even without my memories.
You know, it's also entirely possible that it could still be Wendy responsible for murdering Karen. I'm just going to keep calling her Karen, and you can fight me until you die. She may have deliberately used a secondary method to deliver the poison to try and exonerate herself.
What do you think, Shinigami? You, wanna dump your master for me?
You haven't done anything.
Sure. Can you escort me all the way through this mystery labyrinth?
Yeah, of course. I'll grab a taxi or whatever to take you.
I don't think you understand what's happening.
Jeez.
Oh, Neko, sweet summer child. Me simply having a solution key doesn't mean I get to use a solution key.
What the? Turn on the lights!
Why is the school class bell chime? Stroke? Why is that happening? This is cool and normal.
Huh? What is this place? And there are 3 doors?
The one on the left leads to a TARDIS, I know that one.
Looks like it's up to me.
There it is again.
Trigger warning, whatever this is. Oh, very good. What a helpful question.
Whoa! This isn't okay at all. This could kill me.
Never mind that. Look.
Look, a very helpful question has appeared.
It seems the roots are separated based on the how-done-it aspect of the case.
The how-done-it aspect of the case? Has anyone ever said that before? Typically, someone might describe a murder mystery as a whodunit. I get the idea of a how-done-it, but has a person ever, like, said that before? It's weird to just casually throw that in there. So does this mean I'm doing all of these? And if I prove all of these, then I get to do something else?
What do you mean, how done it?
What? You're a master detective and you don't know? Don't tell me you're a how-done-it virgin!
I mean, it would be hard to know since you just made that word up.
Ew, gross!
I do appreciate her just giving him a hard time, though. Like, that's a genuinely fun aspect of the Mystery Labyrinth, is make this character horrible, and then just torment him. Now, you could just, like, not do the horrible thing in the first place, but, like, you know, if you have to do that, at least she's making his life really miserable.
Oh, wait, I know what this is. I was just testing Yuma since he's a trainee.
I know what this thing is, where you cut your subservient dude in the neck with a scythe, and then words appear, and then the doors talk to me. Like, I'm super familiar with that.
Well, Yuma, did you figure it out?
It's about how the crime was done, right?
Yep, and one once we solve all 3 hows for the crime, the final route, the conclusion of the whodunit, should appear.
And who done it is about the culprit's identity. If we figure out how the poison was applied, it'll identify the culprit.
Nice. You sure know your stuff. So, which way should we go?
We'll probably have to explore all of them, so I'll let you pick the order, Master. I suggest we start with whatever route has the easiest answers, so we can solve it quickly.
I mean, if you have to do all of them, isn't that kind of irrelevant? Because you'll have to spend the same amount of time ultimately answering all of the mysteries. To figure out the why done it and the where done it. I think we know the where done it, at least. The why done it we do probably also have to figure out. But only indirectly. I don't know, man. Given the way it frames stuff, it's a little hard for me to know which one of these I actually have, like, the best grasp on. I mean, frankly, none of them. All of these I kind of have to piece together from solution keys in whatever context they give me. So... the TARDIS door first.
Are you sure you want to take the how is the poison mixed into the glass route? Don't blame me if you die.
I will. Whoa.
So,
Oh, it's
we're
all
gonna
blue in
solve
here.
the mystery of how was the poison mixed into the glass. Actually, I was thinking about that. Maybe it's wrong to think the poison was in the glass itself.
Yeah, the Peacekeeper said the same thing.
The poison was only found on the victim's glass.
Oh, right! If that's the case, it narrows down the possibilities for how by a lot.
But don't let your guard down. Unriddling a mystery labyrinth is never so simple.
Now we can run. Not entirely sure how the... Weird. Not entirely sure how that paintbrush factors into things. Oh, it's cute. They blocked my way with a bunch of tables or whatever. I really don't know what these, like, doodle designs are, but they're good. I enjoy them. That's not good for the home team.
Oh, what is this? I told you it wasn't easy.
Stop laughing!
Don't worry. Come on, concentrate.
When was the glass set on stage? During the play?
It's gonna crush us!
It's kind of a difficult question to answer because, like, there's different ways to interpret that. I feel like it was brought onto the stage during the play, but it was prepared before the play. Which are, like, two different questions, and I feel like it asked me the other one.
The prop master placed the glasses on the shelf an hour before the performance began.
But the shelf isn't on the stage. You know that the stage isn't just, like, everything in the theater, right?
This is real bad, Yuma. We got more boulders coming at us!
Come on, concentrate, concentrate! There's another door, Master.
When was the poison placed in the glass? It had to be during the
this
play,
door.
because of the limited time frame in which it is potent.
The poison is effective for 30 minutes, but the Duel of Poisons cup scene occurred 45 minutes into the play. Which means the only way the poison could be used was during the performance.
I think we made it through.
I was really expecting that to go longer. Nico says it's a good thing the boulder isn't painful. It must be filled with air. Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh? There's a whole thing where they get trapped by a boulder at one point, and someone, like, foolishly decides to just take a stand and punch it, and then it deflates, and everyone's just sort of like, oh.
Come on, There's no time to slack off. We gotta keep going.
No, it is time to vigor off.
So the poison trick was actually set up during the performance.
The poison is effective for 30 minutes, but the Duel of Poisoned Cup scene occurred 45 minutes into the play. Which means the only way the poison could be used was during the performance.
But that glass was on stage the whole time, wasn't it?
No.
True, the set was fixed an hour before the play, and the glasses were already set on the shelf by then.
So the culprit slipped the poison in while everyone was watching.
So I've heard a criticism made of this game that it holds your hand, which I don't think is quite accurate. I really feel like this game wants you to take its path and, like, isn't willing to, like, allow you to... Like, it really strongly needs to reestablish stuff that I'm willing to take as granted. But then it also likes to make wild leaps randomly and expect me to keep up. Which, again, is how I would describe, like, the worst elements of Phoenix Wright cases. So it's frustrating.
The culprit is Varna!
There is no other explanation. It has to be her.
Why me? Stop making such baseless accusations!
I don't know where we're going from here.
Both Yoshiko and Kurane blame Waruna?
The game holds your hand so it can use your forte. My forte is being mad at video games. It's not a very good forte.
Stop it! I hate to see girls fighting each other.
That seems out of character.
The only person who could have added poison to the glass was whoever was also on stage.
So that means it has to be Waruna. She's the culprit.
Like, truly, and this is highly subjective, but, like, I love the aesthetic of the Mystery Labyrinth, but, like, the whole, like, minigame and, like, really short loop and, like, expecting you to get stuff wrong, like, I really kind of hate all of that. If the Mystery Labyrinth was, like, somehow more akin to a system like Phoenix Wright, where you actually just, like, showed evidence to prove stuff as it was relevant, like, if you were, like, going through the labyrinth, like, seeing various, like, stages of the crime, and you could, like, choose where to, like, interject with the information you have and sort of go back and forth and piece everything in, which is even kind of a game mechanic that only happens after you've already solved everything, the deduction denouement. Like, if that was sort of what the Mystery Labyrinth was, like, I personally would be way more into that.
No! 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 No!
Murderer. Murderer.
What's this gesture? Murderer! Cup the pants.
What?
Make my monster grow! No.
Women are terrifying!
I'm not the culprit! It's you, Yoshiko!
Are they all gonna turn each other into phantoms? I have no idea where this is going.
I'm not the culprit!
The wine glasses were brought from the theater club's underground storage by the prop master and placed upside down on the onstage shelf. The glasses were spotless when placed. Poison was detected in the glass held by the victim, but the other had no traces. Or a water gun that looks like a real gun, which it doesn't because it's like bright yellow with various colorful aspects to it. Truly, even looking at these, still have no idea where I expect this to go. I mean, the weird thing here is the fact that, like, a Waruna Phantom is currently making this attack suggests that Waruna didn't do it. Or no, it suggests that Waruna did do it, because normally you prove that the thing that they're saying is just, like, completely wrong. Is this gonna be more nuanced? Whatever it is, I'm gonna do bad.
It's you, Yoshiko!
I don't know it's...
Yoshiko is in the audience. She filled a water gun with poison.
Okay, weird that you're just saying that
She
outright
shot
when
the
that's one of my
poison
solution
straight into the
keys.
glass.
Okay, I still don't think I interact with that.
She could have used night vision to see.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
She knew when the stage would be dark. So it's possible she prepared for that.
Still don't think I interact with that. Am I doomed here? What? I don't think I interact with any of those. Normally I have the opposite problem where I want to interact with everything. You're saying Yoshiko is the murderer. She waited for the lights to go out? Yoshiko was in the audience. But she even said that in her argument. Maybe you should look through the solution keys to see what happened to the glasses on stage.
Not the culprit.
No, I have to actually pay attention to this. Upside down, master spot this one, please. I forgot.
It's you! Yoshiko!
It's a good line read. It's
Yoshiko
very
is in
angry.
the audience. She filled a water gun with poison. She shot the poison straight into the glass.
Oh, because they're upside down? That's what we want?
Slash through this mystery.
She probably just used that eagle vision her ancestors gave her. I didn't take any damage for the first time in like 80 reasoning death matches.
Even if she did use a water gun, there's no way she could have done it since the glass was upside down.
Can we talk about how that's like not even remotely the most obvious counter argument to make? She was like in the audience and supposedly had a water gun filled with poison. And like, I mean, have you ever tried using a water gun that looks anything like that one in the prop room? Because it shoots like at most 1 foot. It's not gonna shoot like accurately at like 25 feet away from the audience into the glass, even if it's face up. Like that's not the thing. Yeah, I know. There's just so many reasons. Like, you would see or maybe even hear that, and there would be so much extra residue, it would be clear that, like, you had, like, sloppily shot poison just in an area. Like, there's just so many reasons. Like, upside-down glass is not at all the thing I think of.
Women are really tough.
It's like, I can't stress enough how insane it is for you to try and generalize women as a gender based on just whatever's going on in the mystery labyrinth.
I'm not the culprit. It's you, Kurane!
Well, you know, that holds like a lot less weight when you just went through the other whole thing, though. Unnecessary loading screen. I'll tell you what, it does make the reasoning deathmatch a lot easier when you actually hit the correct button. That does help. It does help. It does help. Show me my keys!
No, no!
Oh, I'm in a repel mode.
Kurane is the culprit!
I don't like when they change speed. I don't like the curveballs. Meow.
If it's not me or Yoshiko,
Oop,
then it
thought I could
has
duck
to
that in
have been
time.
Kurane!
My claim doesn't hold up.
That's not based on it. We're just saying words.
Why do you think Kurane did it? What's your reasoning?
Okay, fine.
You got me
Tell me
there!
why Kurane is the culprit.
I literally didn't think about it. I can see how that undermines my argument. Yeah, I don't think that repel thing adds anything to the game. Like, that's just, I don't get it. Alright, let me look at my keys. It's Kurene's idea to shine the spotlight on the wine glass after the shuffling scene. Relevant. There's nothing unusual about Kurene during the performance. She went up to the catwalk before the play and stayed there for the duration. Considering where we're at, I probably want the she didn't do anything weird. I do love that the picture for the solution key is the clingy, like, Yoshiko fangirl.
Don't Kurene's the culprit! She killed in a way only she could have!
No, wait, maybe? No. I got trigger happy.
Maybe.
Let me just see
There's
them.
no doubt Kurene's the culprit! She killed in a way only she could have! Kurene was on the catwalk.
Yeah, she did her little turn. What's your
And
point?
mixed the poison into the glass. Using an eyedropper. Kurene used an eyedropper to add the poison.
But she didn't do anything weird. Oh, come on. That's legitimately a counter argument. No. Someone explained to me how she didn't exhibit any unusual behavior during the performance is not a counter argument to she used an eyedropper to drop poison into a glass.
I said...
Like, legitimately. A lot of these, I'm just, like, actually not seeing their reasoning, and I get it, but, like, that is a counter argument to that statement.
There's no doubt Kurene's the culprit! She killed in a way only she could have! Kurene was on the catwalk. And mixed the poison into the glass. Using an eyedropper.
Don't you want to try something?
Kurene used an eyedropper to add the poison. She did it from the catwalk above. She dripped the poison right in.
It's like the same statement. It's like the same statement. It's literally like two different variations of she used an eyedropper to put poison in. And obviously the first one's wrong, moron. Why would you think her not doing anything different is a counter argument to her applying poison? However, it's a counter argument to her applying poison.
But
there's no doubt Kurene's the culprit. She killed in a way only she could have. Kurene was on the catwalk. And mixed the poison into the glass. Using an eyedropper. Kurene used an eyedropper to add the poison. She did it from the catwalk above. She dripped the poison right in.
This is the truth.
Absolutely moronic. Like, genuinely, even with hindsight, that one feels stupid.
Kurene wasn't the only person on the catwalk. Another member was working the lights.
It's like the same statement.
She claims Kurene didn't do anything suspicious during the performance. Because of that testimony, it's impossible Kurene added the poison from the catwalk.
So it's proven that both Yoshiko and Kurene couldn't have added the poison to the glass. So Waruna really is the culprit. She's the one who snuck in the poison.
I thought you were better than that, Waruna. I thought you would compete with your performance fair and square.
But even if that was true, she would still have to be in cahoots with Kurene? I don't know why that name is so hard to remember.
I always knew something was off about her.
Kurene.
No, it's not me. It really isn't me. Liar.
Liar.
Liar, 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 liar!
Surprised neither one of them declared pants on fight. So I think every time a round of Reasoning Deathmatch starts, you get full charge of the ally by default, which is not what my assumption would have been. And it does mean I should probably be using that, like, really aggressively. Costumes were given a final check in the wings before the performance. It would have been impossible to hide something under them. Gee, I sure think that's the one, huh? Versus, it was Kurene's idea to shine the spotlight on the wine glass after the shuffling scene. Relevant, but not to what we're probably doing right now.
It's the culprit.
She had a chance to add the poison herself.
She moved to the shelf in one scene.
Her back was to
stand down.
Cotton and the audience.
She added the poison from her pocket.
Is this a trick? I feel like this is a trick.
No! That's impossible! I was only facing the shelf for 2 or 3 seconds! That would be impossible!
It is possible.
All it would take is practice.
You could mix in the poison in a matter of seconds.
Not falling for it. I know none of these is right. God, come on!
True.
That's true. That's true. Warren was on stage, so she could have put the poison in. It wouldn't have taken very long. She could have done it even while acting. But okay. But like here, like this is genuinely annoying to me because like the thing that's gotten me like every time in the past is being like too trigger happy, right? Like I just know, like I understand the thing that they're going for, and I just want to hit the first possible thing to interact with. And now, in this case, for some reason, it's consistently doing this thing where like none of the statements feels like they're connected to any of the evidence. Like I don't, like, none of those specifically says, like, you could have taken it out of your pocket, which is, like, what the game has now trained me to think is what I'm looking for. Is something that literally says, like, it would have just been in your costume, and then I just say it can't have been in her costume. Like, now, all of a sudden, it wants me to, like, think critically, but, like, it's abstract. Problem would be whether or not Warren could have put the poison on stage. But, like, again, if I just know this, can't I just, like, show my solution key and then just, like, end this round of idiot?
Warrena's the culprit.
She had a chance to add the poison herself.
She moved to the shelf in one scene.
Her back was to Cotton and the audience.
She added the poison from her pocket.
No, I guess it kind of says this.
No!
I missed my window!
I was only facing the shelf for 2 or 3 seconds.
Really hate how I just hate it. I just hate it. I know only hate. Hold on. Make all the pink ones go away.
All it would take is practice.
Yuma!
You can mix in the poison in a matter of seconds.
She had a chance to add the poison herself.
She moved to the shelf in one scene.
The low
Her
one.
back was to Cotton and the audience.
She added the poison from her pocket.
I don't know which side this is going to.
This is the truth.
No, Warner wasn't concealing anything on her person. The costumer confirmed it. So it was impossible for Warner to have brought the poison with her on stage.
That shut them up both relatively quickly.
Aw, they're all gone now.
What did you want to do to her?
Waruna wasn't the culprit? Does that mean she didn't add the poison to the glass? It's a fact that she didn't bring the poison on stage, so naturally she couldn't have poisoned the glass.
It's true that she was a little busy during the interval of the play when it had to happen.
But then, what really happened here? I'm so confused.
Let's think about it and keep going.
Let's go into the numbers door. That'll solve all the problems. Numbers.
What if I use my
now I can run quickly.
disguise to get new information out of the three of them?
That doesn't work because they're
It's
not
no
real
use.
people.
I already did that during the investigation.
Oh, you did, huh?
But your disguise ability is incredible. It's like I was a completely different person.
I feel like that'd be really
Makeup is
disorienting,
one
by the
thing,
way.
but my voice and stature match too.
I use a voice changer to synthesize a new voice.
It's actually just
If I've
really
heard it
good
even
makeup.
once,
It's
I
just
can easily
really
set it up.
good makeup.
I use tape to make your body appear thinner, or add padding for the opposite effect.
Okay, but see, that's
Heights can be
confusing
adjusted
again.
by messing with your joints. Up to a certain point.
I need you to stop trying to
But
explain this
there
ability
are
because it
limits
only
to
makes it
how
worse.
strains the body.
The more you explain it, the more it sounds like you could commit a lot of crimes pretty easily.
Well, that's not actually
If
my
I'm being
argument, but
honest,
also...
I must resist my urges every single day.
But you don't. You're constantly
It's a daily
almost committing
battle
crimes.
to tame the monster inside me.
And it's not a funny joke because you're actually a
that
monster.
sounds more weird than cool.
Are we there yet? What's all going on with this one? Am I there yet? Just randomly pressing buttons out of impatience.
Huh? A dead end?
My face!
What are you doing, Desuhiko?
I'm pissed about this path being blocked, so I try to just ignore it.
Willpower.
Damn, it didn't work.
So upset by
Seem like a
it didn't
question
work.
is gonna appear. Looks like it's a completely dead end. I guess we can't reach the truth by answering how was the poison mixed into the glass.
So this whole route was a waste?
Yep, that sounds about right. Or they'll make us come back here.
Well, we did eliminate one of the possibilities. Sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination.
The journey.
I like the sound of that. I'll use that for lyrics in my next song.
Anyway, let's use my convenient magic spell to return to where you select routes.
That's the level of plot contrivance I can get behind. What's convenient? Or hooks pox? I don't think I've done Hocus Pocus. First time I was offered Zoom, it was with something that sounded vaguely similar. But I think Zoom is correct, because I've at least seen it before. It's a Dragon Quest spell. Does it do the same thing? Is it just literally a reference?
No point in rushing. Let's take it nice and slow. Who wants a break?
We can't do that. There's a time limit to solving the mystery labyrinth.
It's a really arbitrary time limit, but also I explained it to you in that montage you ignored.
Time limit? What happens when it runs out?
Well, your soul leaves your body and you're trapped wandering the mystery labyrinth forever.
And you drop dead in the real world, confusing and upsetting everyone present.
In the end, your soul will be absorbed into the mystery labyrinth and you disappear. In other words, you die.
Yuma, come on! We gotta get out of here!
Yeah, I know.
Master, which route do you want to take next?
I do also appreciate that the different personality of Desuhiko compared to Halara means that, like, we actually kind of get to be disappointed in him this whole time, too. Like, it's just, like, a completely different dynamic. Because, like, he's not taking it seriously because he's just awful. And so we're actually, like, superior to him, even though we're constantly, like, subservient to everyone else. I want to go next. It's weird that the blue door hasn't gone away. It does suggest we'll have to do that later after doing something else. Guess I'll just do red door. Sure.
How was the poison brought to the theater hall? You sure about that?
No, I'm definitely gonna embarrass myself again and get mad about it. She says that so calmly. She's like, I mean, she's a death god. You know how Shinigami is.
Our goal here is to answer the question, how was the poison brought to the theater hall?
Like, Shinigami's legitimately more upset
of,
about the physical
where
attributes
did
of other
the poison
women
used
than the
in
concept
murder
of
come
death.
from?
The chemistry lab in the school. It's a highly toxic experimental chemical.
Why would there be an
Why not
experimental
just take it
chemical
from
in the
chem
school?
lab and keep it hidden in your clothes or something?
The chemicals bottle was huge, so it's difficult to carry around in secret.
Then they must have swapped the containers and brought it to the theater. That's gotta be it.
You know what? You know what they could have done? Well, we just fell. So someone had eyedroppers in their locker. Was it Kurine? I want to say it was Kurine. So like, she either could have provided. So Yoshiko showed up late to the performance, which was out of character because she was like stage manager basically. But like, Kurine is the one who had the means in the form of eyedroppers that weren't noticeably full of chemical at the scene of the chemistry lab. Someone could have taken an eyedropper to fill the water gun so that it wouldn't make a mess and leave evidence of someone trying to fill it elsewhere. I'm not totally sure why that paintbrush was there. It doesn't seem likely that they would have, like, soaked up the bristles of the paintbrush with poison and then tried to wring them out by hand. That sure feels like a dangerous thing to do with an experimental deadly chemical that the school has on hand for some reason. This feels very Danganronpa. Oh, we're doing the minecart thing. Which is a constant attack?
Snap out of it! It's time you showed off the fruits of my mentorship!
Okay.
Come on, concentrate, concentrate!
It was used to transport the poison. I think the water gun. Probably. No, a different container? I think it's the water gun.
We're gonna crash!
So then they transported it with the eyedropper, and then... I mean, it's frustrating how often it's true that, like, there's very similar ways to think about something, and the clues don't actually tell you specifically which way things happen. So then it probably would have been the eyedropper. The paintbrush seems very stupid.
We're gonna crash!
It's supposed to be the paintbrush? I would not guess that. You have not given me nearly sufficient evidence to guess that it was the paintbrush that transported it.
Concentrate, concentrate!
Like, you literally could give me 3 guesses and it's my 3rd one.
There was a
Yeah, I guess we'll call them
paintbrush in the
poplars,
chemistry
huh?
lab. The culprit used it to carry out the poisoning.
So, like, here's the problem with that. The paintbrush is still in the chemistry lab. So, like, it inherently doesn't seem to be the method by which that happened.
They took the poison out of the lab by applying it with the brush.
But, like, we just actually don't have evidence of that. Literally don't. What was it brushed onto? Another glass. Because there was a missing glass.
Missing glass could be brought to the theater.
Yeah, like,
hall
why
without
bring it
drawing
back? Like, it doesn't
suspicion.
make any sense for that to be true. Like, in order for me, the player, to think that the paintbrush is the thing that, like, transported the poison, like, the one place it can't be is the place it picked up the poison. I mean, even, like, if I'm understanding what they're now suggesting, which, again, I don't, like, really specifically have evidence of, we're saying that Yoshiko probably would have taken the glass that she took out of the prop room and, like, applied poison via paint. But, like, even if that's true, if she left the paintbrush behind, it was transported via the wine glass. It wasn't transported via the paintbrush, because what she would have done is take the wine glass to that room, use the paintbrush to apply it there, for some reason leave it as evidence, because it just doesn't make any sense to do that, and then bring the wine glass back, but not the paintbrush. But even then, how was it transported to the scene of the crime? It was put on a wine glass and carried there. It wasn't the paintbrush that did it.
The culprit poisoned the glass and brought it to the theater hall.
You can do it, Master!
What happened to the other glass? I don't know, man. Hand it to Prop Master. Hand it to Karen on stage. Which,
This
with
way.
the used glass?
The culprit
After the
replaced
fact?
the poisoned glass with the prop glass.
Like, the problem with the constant attacks is that it usually, like, phrases the questions in a misleading way. Or, like, outright asks you to answer something you don't have evidence of, which is also favorite.
We're not done yet. It's just getting started.
At least we now know how the poison was brought in. The culprit used a paintbrush from the chemistry lab and directly applied the chemical onto the backup glass.
I'm sorry. A paintbrush from the chemistry lab? As though it is normal for the chemistry lab to have a paintbrush? You know, the chemical paintbrush? What are we doing? What are you all talking about?
Yeah, if it's the same kind of glass as the prop on stage, it could be brought into the theater without suspicion.
I mean, that genuinely
chemical
doesn't
is
seem
only
true,
legal
because
for
we
30
talked to, like,
minutes,
the
right?
prop master.
Even if it was prepared before the performance, it takes about 45 minutes before the Duel of Poison Cup scene. That's way too late!
Right, so how about that, Yuma?
Hang on. There is one person who could have brought the poison
Yeah,
in
it's
before it
Yoshiko.
expired.
Everyone catch up and stop making things up to try and slow me down. It's getting dark in here. So dark.
And, you're supposed to pick the right one here, yeah? Can you do it, Yuma?
Not the right one in. Demolition says you've clearly never been to a chemistry lab. You know, all the standards. Erlenmeyer flask, pipette, paintbrush, Bunsen burner, jackhammer. You never had Bunsen burners either. All the rest of that sounds fine, though.
Yeah, you can count on me.
That feels very Professor Layton. Who could have brought the poison to the stage?
I was in the audience the whole time!
That's just completely and objectively false. That's like not even a good lie. One of your defining characteristics is that you weren't there during the show and it was abnormal.
Couldn't do it from the stage! There's no way I could have done that! I was in the audience
The others also just have like an inherent alibi in a way that she doesn't. Like it's so clearly Yoshiko. And she died. I killed her with a sword.
Yoshiko, it was you, wasn't it?
What? Me?
The only way
It's
to
weird
use
to
a
ask
poison
her
with
that,
a
like she's a
30-minute
person.
expiration, 45 minutes into a play, is to bring it during the performance.
I don't know, I feel like the actor should be able to bring it during the performance, if you know what I mean.
But Warna was acting on stage the whole time, and Kurane was managing the lights on the catwalk. But Yoshiko, you were working backstage, so you were the only one who could move about freely. In fact, you arrived late to the theater hall after the performance had already begun. You were about 15 minutes late, which is 30 minutes before the Duel of Poisoned Cups. Just enough time for the poison to be lethal.
It's really cutting it close for some reason. That seems like a really risky thing to do if this was an important part of your life plan.
So it was you.
You brought the poison and got Kaden to drink it.
Yeah, but like, Karne had to be involved too because of the lighting thing.
No, it's not me.
So wait, am I remembering correctly that Yoshiko and Kurone were the ones who were trying to pin it on the actress? Because if so, that makes sense. Because I don't currently have any evidence that specifically indicates that Warne was involved in the scheme. So it could have been arranged the entire time to frame her. Or to kill her and frame Karen alternatively.
Hey, she ran away! Yuma, after her!
I'm not sure it could be all of them. I think, if anything, it's more likely that it's everyone but Warne, because Karen was probably supposed to be involved. This is a new one. I don't think that's true, and please don't say that I like chasing high school girls. I'm not Desuhiku.
Which way'd she go?
Oh, good. My face. Hey, Cotillion. Man, that sure makes a lot of color, right? What was the glass put into to be transported? Hold on. I think I have context for this. I need solution keys. Like a catwalk poison. Don't I have a solution key that talks about Yoshiko's weird purse? Percy pouch? No, nope. The paintbrush thing is such an insane detail, it's genuinely annoying. It's also kind of annoying that it seems like the reason to introduce eyedroppers into the case is simply to say, like, but they didn't do that. They did something dumber. And now we're back around to the front. So, I guess I don't have that clue? I feel like I've seen it as a solution key, though. Which is weird. Either way, I think it's pouch and not pocket, because, like, she has, like, a big old pouch thing.
As a production assistant, Yoshiko always had a bag with her. In it, she carried the glass with poison brushed on. The glass would be small enough to fit in the bag, and even if someone saw it, she could say it's just a prop.
I see. So she prepared for the murder while in her role as a production assistant.
I mean, a doy? A mommy doy?
But you know what? It doesn't feel right chasing after a girl like this.
I really do hate that man.
Seriously. Hey, time to cough it up! You did it, didn't you?
Not me. I didn't do it.
You think crying will save you? Well, you're right. You're so cute. Hey, come here.
Lord. How you doing, Cotillion? Are you enjoying Starfield? I know you've been looking forward to it.
Oh, it's all good. With my kind of charisma, I can make anyone a fan.
False. By default, you roll natural one every time.
She might
every
even
single
lead
time.
us all the way to our goal.
Why do you always get all the attention, Yoshiko?
You're such an ass-kissing bimbo.
Were you jealous when Kaden took your spot?
Is that why
pronounced
you
Karen.
killed her?
Murderer!
Hypocrite!
What?
It's way worse to be a hypocrite than a murderer.
Even if she is the culprit, I'm sure she has a heartbreaking reason why.
I'd love it if she turned around and she's like, nah, I kind of just hated her.
I didn't do it! I'm not the culprit!
That's not a good sign. It's my favorite. It's time for Reasoning Deathmatch. Get ready for me to get mad about something. I'll always find the way. I've lost so much health in this case. Like, it's absurd. Probably at least half of it was from when I wasn't pressing the right button, which is a great look for me. I don't actually know what it means for them all to take monster form right now. Oh, it's just all of their actions, huh? That's gonna be really annoying for me. She's acting. It feels least likely that I'm gonna need Warren as right now. Hers is basically like, you could kind of see her the whole time, so like, she probably didn't do anything obvious. Mishka always watches plays beginning to end, but for this performance she arrived late, sat in the front row, and didn't leave before blackout. It's awesome. No, wait, clawsome. That's good. I'm glad it's clawsome. I'm really glad we have a Carlos emote. It took long enough. And I'm gonna put in Yoshiko's action key now and deal with it later. Don't thank me for streaming. I'm being miserable. I can't imagine anyone is having a good time.
Could have brought the poison.
I'm all like, I want to play this game. Just kidding. I want to be mad.
No, no, no!
I don't think I'm interacting with only Yoshiko. They really want me to, but I don't think I am.
Yoshiko took the poisoned glass.
Nope.
And switched out the glass on the shelf!
Secretly in the dark!
That I can respond to.
This is the truth!
Look, I got it right. If I actually, like, pay attention, I can do it. I just refuse to, because the pacing is really annoying.
Yoshiko returned to the theater hall. She sat at the right edge in the front row for the rest of the show. She would have had to move from the audience onto the stage to reach the shelf and swap glasses.
I'm a little unclear on this. When I read the solution key, I was thinking about it. I mean, like, the blackout does... It's... I forget how long they said it was, like 10 seconds? 5 seconds? It's pretty short. So, like, I don't think that there would have been time in the dark for someone unnoticed to, like, retrieve the glass from her and switch it, so I'm a little unclear as to what the middle step there.
But that's impossible. The lights were only out for 5 seconds. Even if she ran over, someone would have heard her footsteps. So Yoshiko couldn't have been the one who swapped the glasses during the performance.
Can you imagine trying to, like, commit that murder? And, like, here's what I'm gonna do. During the dress rehearsal, I'm gonna paint some poison on a wine glass and put it in my weird production pouch. And then I'm going to, like, make a scene of getting up to the front row and then sitting there anxiously for the remainder of the performance until a weird scheduled blackout. At which point I'm going to loudly stumble onto stage and replace the glasses and hurry back in a sweat in the dark, hoping not to trip and break my neck on the way down. And I'll get away with it, too.
Ow!
Ow, my organs. My squeedly spooch.
Oh, she disappeared. So Yoshiko wasn't the culprit?
Oh, she disappeared.
She did bring the poison from the chem lab into the theater, though, right? The method was already
working
explained.
full bore there. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention, which it may indicate to some level how tilted I still am. It's a big number. I don't know what units you measure that with, but it's like a high amount of...
But still, she's not the culprit?
If she couldn't have swapped the glasses on the shelf, she can't be the one who committed the crime.
I mean, she poisoned a glass and that poison caused someone to die. We're definitely splitting some amount of hairs here no matter what.
Let's keep going for now. There might be more ahead.
No, this is gonna be another dead end. We're gonna hit 3 dead ends and then something weird is gonna happen. Which makes sense because we didn't actually have evidence to, like, clearly indicate one unifying solution. And this is all just like a big farce to demonstrate that.
I wish Shinigami would comfort me.
Same.
Oh, but I'm committed to Master.
I did sign a contract,
damn
which would be
it!
like a super
I should
weird
give up
thing
my
to say about
memories
your
and sign a pact
spouse.
with the Death God too, then. Quick, Yuma, punch me in the back of the
I
head.
wish
as
that
hard
I
as
could
possible.
shoot beams of heat from my eyes. It's one of those fabled dead ends.
Damn. No matter what we try, it's always a dead end.
Are you sure that's the case? What if there's something that makes the wall collapse?
Don't you just tap the right
Doesn't
brick and then you
seem
get the
like it.
Diagon Alley?
Nothing can be done here.
So this doesn't lead to who it is, even if we solve how was the poison brought to the theater hall?
Seems that way. We should turn back for now. With my magic, we'll be there in a snap.
Zumba class. And they don't even give me a different fake spell. I'll admit I've never played Dragon's Quest, which Neko says that's a reference to. I respect it
time
regardless.
to start over. Which route do you want to pick?
How about the red one again? Just for fun.
You want to go with how was the poison glass chosen?
And this is the one that implicates... God, why is this so hard? Harami? Kaniza?
Jeez.
I kind of thought the yellow walls were going to be
Everywhere we
extremely
go is
unpleasant to look
mega
at,
creepy.
but they're kind of just like
Is there somewhere we can take a break?
sunsetty. It's
Rest
nice.
wherever you want. In fact, you can rest for all of eternity.
Just leave you
Anyway,
here.
how did the culprit get the victim to choose the glass with poison in it?
Do you like the clacky
Glasses
eyeballs?
were mixed around on stage, after all.
Would you mind telling me the sequence of events that happened when the glasses were shuffled?
I was basically born
It's
today.
no fair otherwise.
I don't know about being
pretty good,
fair,
right?
but here's exactly what happened. The Duel of Poisoned Cup scene began around 45 minutes into the performance. At the start, the victim, Karin, brought the glasses
Karen?
and bottle from the shelf that's on the set. Karin then took out the poison vial from her pocket and poured it into one of the glasses.
Poured it?
But the vial was just a prop. It didn't have any real poison in it. After that, the glasses were shuffled.
Whoa! What's going on here? It's not like we're trying to find the lost ark or something.
It's really gonna raise your insurance premiums when something like this happens.
It's all right. We can keep going by solving mysteries.
That feels optimistic.
Now concentrate.
Oh, constant attack. Who shuffled the glasses during the Duel of the Poison Cups?
This must
Warna
be
and
it.
Karen? I mean, it's supposed to be Warna and Karen.
The two people on stage who took
Okay.
turns shuffling the glasses were Waruna and Karin.
I was expecting that to be a trick question, but answered honestly. Who chose a glass first? I mean, Karen chose in the end. I don't know if that's the question. I don't know if they're asking who
First person
shuffled
to
first
choose
or who
a
took.
glass was Karin.
Which glass had the poison? Pretty sure just the one Karen
Must be
chose.
it.
I mean,
Warner
we know
placed her
at the
mouth
end
on
they
a
didn't
glass,
both have
but she
traces.
didn't die.
Doesn't seem like they replaced both. We only saw one missing.
Which means only the glass Cotton chose contains poison. This way!
I like that some of the walls just say E equals MC squared on them. It's very like Twilight Zone opening for no
Thought I
reason.
was done for.
It's not too late. We could kind of just like give him a little push.
Yeah, quit being lazy and get a move on.
Here's like an ethical question. Would it be wrong for me to just give Desuhiku like a little push? Like a firm little push? I don't know why it's like freaking out every few seconds.
Hey, are you sure that only the glass Cotton took had poison in it? Isn't it
I mean, they
possible
tested
both
them.
of them were poisoned?
No, they tested on him.
Warner drank from the other glass and didn't die. That has to mean only Cotton's glass had the poison.
I mean, you could argue it's possible both
get Cotton
glasses
to
were
pick the
switched
glass with the
afterwards, but I
poison?
just don't think that's the case.
Well, maybe the culprit wasn't after Cotton specifically. They didn't care who wound up drinking the poison.
I'm not sure about that. I think Cotton absolutely was the target.
I think the evidence suggests it could be either, but is there something on the other side? I just don't want to miss out on my DP. Maybe Warren drank an antidote. Could do. I didn't see you come
Here
in.
it comes!
What?
Hey, this one's a cutie. She's totally my type. Ah, my heart. I am in love.
Now, would it be ethically wrong for her to kill him?
Let me tell the truth. The culprit is Waruna.
Seriously?
You waste my time,
Thanks for telling us.
moron.
You're so gullible. She's obviously lying.
You serious? That was a lie?
The worst.
It's
Terrible
no
detective.
lie. Waruna knew which glass was poisoned. Either the glass with the poison was filled just a bit higher up, or she marked the right glass beforehand. Knowing that, Waruna prompted Cotton to select the glass which contained poison.
That doesn't seem to make sense. Since Karen picked the glass first, and why would there be a need to signal anything to that effect? That's just confusing.
Prompted her? How?
The antidote lasts an hour after drinking, so she could have done it before the performance. That's like the level of contrivance I've come to expect from this game.
Only the two of them were on stage. She could guide Cotton through the scene.
Please stop wasting my time. I like literally know about the lighting script.
Before or after each line of dialogue, she could have easily signaled her with gestures or glances.
Yeah, that checks out. I don't think she's saying anything super questionable.
The glass?
The glass?
Could this be?
We got answers before a blood question? It's confusing.
I get it. We have to pick the right one.
So, is the conclusion that I'm supposed to draw the fact that all four of them knew about an attempt to poison one of the actresses on stage, but they tricked Karen into drinking the poison by indicating a specific one that was supposed to be safe? Because, like, why else did Karen have the script in her locker that told her about the lighting cue to indicate which glass to drink from? Is she supposed to have stolen it from Waruna? But if that's true, Wouldn't they have changed the plan? I don't know. Not sure exactly what it is.
I'm counting on you, Yuma.
Right.
This one's tricky because it's another one of those things that feels like it's phrased in like a deceptive way. Because I feel like this isn't actually the crux of the question, based on what I know. It's kind of inconsequential if she knew. Because Karen drank first? So the point is whether or not they deceived Karen? I'm just not clear who the note in the script was intended for, but I think I'm overthinking this. So I think I'm supposed to say no. I think. I think what this is meant to be is more or less, do you trust the thing that was just stated? And if that's the true, then... If that's the true, then no. I don't trust it. I don't know if that was good or bad.
Why, pick that glass! I told you Arana is the culprit!
Yeah, I think it was just asking me if I trusted her, but it didn't phrase the question in such a way that was obvious.
Why? Don't you believe me?
Oh, wait, don't cry. I'm completely helpless against the woman's tears.
Quickly, turn into a monster and eat him!
Yeah.
But Karin filled the glasses. Warna wouldn't have been able to tell which one had poison just by the amount of liquid.
Well, how about marking the glass itself?
No. The prop master testified that there wasn't a single mark on either glass.
No, they were spotless. We can't let anything happen to the glasses our actors use.
No, really? I'm surprised you investigated that much. Are you sure you're a rookie, Yuma?
Frankly, I just wanted to be dressed as several high school girls. Is that a crime? No, is that a crime? I'm actually asking.
It was all thanks to your forte.
So it's thanks to me. I knew it.
Don't encourage him.
I didn't lie! No one believes me!
You're all actresses! You're all lying!
Everyone else is lying! Why won't you believe me?
Because this is the third path and we have to implicate everyone equally.
The Mystery Labyrinth is a reflection of the real world, right? Then maybe what she's crying about is...
Spilled milk! Maybe he's onto something.
A reflection of the real world.
Then she must have grown up surrounded by a bunch of scumbags. That's it. I'll warm her up with my charisma once we're back in the real world.
Again, just natural one by default.
That is exactly what a scumbag would say.
Did we do it? There's no door behind us, so I guess we're going this way.
Anyway, the two glasses got shuffled, right? So the odds were 50-50.
I have had this solution
Maybe
key
she
for
just
like
relied
3
on luck.
hours.
If she hit
Please
her
stop
target,
saying crap like
perfect.
this.
If not, who cares?
I doubt it.
But it's impossible to get the victim to pick a specific glass after shuffling them.
Man! Why did the culprit even do this? It's way too much trouble to pull off a murder in the middle of a performance.
It's pretty inconvenient, I'll give you that.
Maybe there's a reason why it had to be done during the play.
Huh? What do you mean?
The culprit had to make the victim choose the poison glass on stage for some reason.
Because they're trying to create a shadow of doubt by having everyone equally commit part of the crime, but making it really difficult and obscure that all of them had participated so that anyone casually investigating will see that no one of them could have done it.
If that's the case, there could be a trick involving the stage itself.
I mean, maybe for switching the glasses, but I'm not sure this specifically states that it has to be done during that interval. And we fell down. And then, like, like a reasoning deathmatch? Like a deathmatch of reasoning? No, it's a pick the culprit? No, it's a question. I know the culprit may Karen choose the
now we
poison
gotta
glass.
prove how the poison glass was picked. You got this, Yuma?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Hold on just a moment. Am I crazy, or is there literally only one hotspot? I mean, again, I'm aware of the fact that I have a solution key that says that lights were used to indicate this. But if there's literally no choice other than the correct one, why is there even a choice? I'm gonna do it as high as possible to try and make it clear it's the lights in case this is somehow two hitboxes stacked on top of each other. But I think that this is the illusion of choice.
You mean somebody on stage gave the signal?
No, I mean the light. The thing I clicked on? The light? I mean the light. Hey, when I clicked on the light, I didn't mean the stage. I meant the light?
No, the two of them on stage couldn't have known which cup was poisoned.
Well, that means this place has nothing to do with it then.
God, this game makes me feel so insane sometimes. Like, what are you talking about? There's one hitbox. Oh, I can tilt the whole camera up. That's like needlessly deceptive. Like, if I could see the lights to begin with, I would have just clicked on the spotlight. That's just like a dumb gotcha thing. That's not even like a I tricked you by making the puzzle hard. That's like an interface thing. Here. That's dumb.
This is it.
I genuinely feel like I'm too clever for the pitfalls that are intended for this mystery, and the designers, for some reason, seem to have tried to account for that by, like, making really dumb things to get me. And it's not a great experience.
That's right, the spotlight. The culprit used the spotlight to get caught in to select the poisoned glass.
The spotlight? How?
Couldn't I have just shown a solution key? I, like, literally just have this information.
The culprit told Cotton to take whichever glass the spotlight hit first. As a matter of fact, Cotton's script had a note written in her own handwriting.
I don't think we knew it was in her handwriting. That would have changed my assumptions from a while back.
It said, take the glass the spotlight hits first.
No way!
Yeah, it sure
The
seems like
table
this
was
mini
directly
mystery
under
is
the catwalk with the
an
spotlight.
absolute farce if you just know this to begin with, and that making like a weird interface to conceal the correct answer, pretty dumb.
So from here, you could see how the shuffling was done.
If you know that much, then it's pretty much solved.
It can't be me! It's not me! It can't be... It's not me!
These are all very compelling arguments.
Someone who managed the lighting during the performance indicated the poison glass to Cotton. Kurane! She was in charge of the lights on the catwalk!
Yes, let's all turn into witches and shout things.
I knew it was you!
Whoa, what's going on?
I always thought you were gloomy and creepy, but I didn't think you'd actually murder someone. On top of that, you used the sacred props from our play.
Sacred props. I'll say this, this narrative device I like better than what we've seen in both the other cases where, like, basically, like, a peacekeeper just comes in and randomly spouts lies. Like, the fact that these three have a contentious relationship and the Mystery Labyrinth draws on that to have them, like, fight each other and, like, pick at each other, like, is more interesting to me.
I knew you'd murder someone one of these
Sacred
days.
poison props! The sacred poison prop that I brought to stage! How dare you!
Why don't you take responsibility and just die? Everything would be better if you just disappeared.
Thank you for that, depressive, hostile Japanese attitude. Thank you.
I didn't do it. I'm not the culprit. No. It's not supposed to be like this. Why can't everyone be nice to me?
They might be nicer if you stop, like, trying to kill people. Cool. Reasoning deathmatch. You know I love these. Big favorite. I also really love that we haven't had any pinup pirate to see if that made any difference. That's good too. Like that a lot for me. Keys. Costumes were given final check. There was nothing unusual about Kurone during the performance. She went up to the catwalk and stayed there for the duration. I mean, I assume it's gonna be the one that relates to Kurone, considering.
I'm not the culprit. Please believe me. I couldn't have committed the crime.
You're the worst, Kurone. You used
She's the best Kurone I know.
for murder. You slipped the poison into the glass, didn't you?
Well, no, that didn't happen.
This is the truth.
Shriek!
The poison is neutralized after 30 minutes, but the murder occurred 45 minutes into the play. In other words, the poison had to have been poured into the glass after the play began. But Kurone was up in the catwalk even before the play started. She was up there the whole time, too. If that's the case, it's impossible for Kurone to have poured the poison.
Oh, everyone's gone.
Wait, what's going on? Kurone isn't the culprit? Didn't you say Kurone used the spotlight to get Karen to pick the poison glass?
That came dangerously close to pronouncing it as Karen.
Yes, but she couldn't have poured the poison into the glass herself, which means she can't be the culprit.
See, again, this all depends on exactly how you define culprit, and feels like it's splitting hairs when all three of them actively participated in the murder. I'm not even talking, like, accessory to the murder, like, genuine accomplice to the murder.
So that means the culprit is... I don't get it at all! I give up!
Well, the path keeps going, so let's think about it as we go.
It doesn't. It's a lie. Prepare for disappointment. Which is also my daily mantra. All will be thespian.
That sword sure is
Now we
sharp,
have
Emma.
ourselves a new cult.
Can you cut through anything with it?
The solution blade is effective on anything inside the mystery labyrinth.
Except for
Master,
another
and I'll
solution
cut you
blade.
in half.
Don't do it, Yuma! You and I are pals, aren't we? My
No.
man!
No.
I'd never do anything like that.
Well,
Yeah, I know that. I just had a gut reaction to what she said, you know?
no.
We could have threatened him into becoming Master's loyal slave.
But he would forget about it the minute we left. He's not useful in the Mystery Labyrinth. He was definitely more useful outside of it. Let me just turn this corner and I'm sure it will be a big, long hall. Wait a minute!
What's going on here? It's a dead end.
It doesn't seem like there's a hidden question here. This really is a true dead end.
Okay, here's a stupid question. Do you think that there's wind in the Mystery Labyrinth? Because, you know, obviously we've got Shinigami's dedicated physics engine. But, like, Yuma's cape is going pretty buck wild at mostly all times. Do you think there's any wind, or is he, like, doing that with the sheer force of his mind?
A true dead end?
It means you can't reach the truth just by answering, how was the poison glass chosen?
Then it was all a waste of time?
Yeah,
They
everything's
should've
wasted time.
at least left us a treasure chest or something.
Atmospheric wind or a breaking wind kind of wind? I mean, that's a separate but interesting question. I mean, do these forms that we have in the Mystery Labyrinth bear enough resemblance to a physical form on Earth that they, like, digest food and expel waste? Do mermaids poop in the Mystery Labyrinth, I guess is my question?
Hey, Yuma, it's your fault for picking this route.
I picked all the routes at this point. Although, arguably, also all of those are my fault.
What?
Well, reaching a dead end is expected inside a dungeon. Think of it as stamping out one possibility and move on.
Oh, I just realized what happened here. I was like, it's weird that this dialogue feels like it is framed in such a way that they expected me to do this first. Because it's on the right. But this game is Japanese, and the Japanese tend to read right to left. And so if you were going to make a natural assumption about which path you would choose first, it would be this one. And that's why this one seems, in my mind, to frame it more like, oh, well, this is just one possibility. They all kind of do it, but to me it feels like this one is doing it more than the others.
Oh, totally. You are always right, Shinigami.
Mermaids? You mean those things given legs by Poseidon to gain human currency? Yes, the gift of legs and feet by Poseidon, Lord of Commerce and the Ocean. That's exactly what I mean.
You change your tune awful quick.
For now, let's head back to where the roots change. Time for a convenient magical spell.
Meow. We did it! We accomplished nothing over the course of like 2 hours.
Wasn't that the third route? What's going on? They're all dead ends!
What does it mean, Shinigami?
It seems that even though we tried to solve every how, we can't figure out who the culprit is.
Oh, come on! Then what was the point of our great adventure?
It's been like so-so at best.
I've told you this a dozen times already. Even dead ends are precious clues.
You missed the vroom noises? You mean from Somnium Files, Sniper Justin? I don't even remember why I started doing that. It just felt natural. And then it was a compulsion.
Because of them, you figured out that examining the murder method won't lead you to the culprit.
I see. So we're still making progress.
I would argue that when you put it like that, it doesn't sound like progress. It means that even if you solve the majority of the mystery, it doesn't tell you what you want to know. Well, that just seems bad. That just seems like bad news.
Anyway, we have to view this case from a different perspective.
Uh-oh, that sounds dangerously Phoenix, right? Why did that text explode?
What's that?
A megazord of furniture?
I suppose that's your different perspective.
Whoa.
We have to think about this like a stack of random school furniture. Okay. might as well happen.
We're really walking on another side.
Oh, what a feeling. We're dancing on the, side of a really tall stack of furniture. No, Lionel Richie could do better.
Well, if we keep moving, then...
Whee! Why did she get ahead of us? I know why I'm running so fast. It's because I'm trying to catch up. That's what I was gonna say, catch up.
It's a new route!
Ah, my neck! Every time! Why did the incident happen?
No fair. Yuma gets to have all the fun.
That's my blood!
Why are you jealous of this?
That's a really good question.
The question is, why did this happen? I guess we're on the why done it route.
Wait, did White done what now?
No.
It's about the reason why the case occurred. Meaning, this is the route where we seek the motive. Looks like we need to focus on figuring out the culprit's motive from here.
Yeah, I know cases always deal with motive, but wouldn't it have been better to start with this route from the get-go?
Quiet, you. Okay, so... I'm assuming that if I go through this door, it's gonna be like a whole other path like one of those other ones. Like the 3 we just did. I don't think I quite want to do that. So I think I should try to save here. If I can. Cannot save now. Not in town.
Well, we only know this route is important because we cleared out the how routes.
That's not a good argument.
That's how it goes when it comes to solving mysteries and dungeons.
Oh, sorry, I guess that's how it is. You're absolutely right, Shinigami.
Let's keep going for now.
Can I save here? This is probably not a great place to save, though. Tell you what, I'm going to save here, and then I'm going to play a couple more minutes to try to find a point that is a better place to save. This one? I'll just use this one. Number 7. I'm going to try and save some place where it will be obvious what the thing to do is when I play this game again, because it's going to be in 2 weeks. It's the Forest Temple from Ocarina of
Before
Time.
we figure out the culprit's motive, what kind of person was
That's
Karen
really upsetting
anyway?
to look at.
Was she cute?
Genuinely don't like looking at that.
But more importantly, she was next in line to be star of the theater club. She was considered to be the best actress among the club's
You
current
think when he
members.
asked if she was cute, he was doing this with his
So
hands?
the culprit was envious because she was so popular. They killed Karen so they could become the star instead.
I don't know, it seems to have something
No,
to do with
I don't think
Aiko.
it's that simple.
Hey, who are you calling simple?
You, definitely.
6 months ago, the leading member of the theater club also died in a separate case.
This has to be the worst hole in a
Actresses
Mystery
dying
Labyrinth so
one
far.
after another? Is their club cursed or something?
The name of the student who died was Aiko. Her death was ruled a suicide by jumping off the school, but Kurumi doubted that was the case.
You know what? I think I've
Kurumi,
changed
huh?
my mind about this. Considering how long this hallway is, this might actually be a good place to pick up next week, because they're going to go through all this exposition. Like if I reload that save I just did. So maybe that's just where I should call it a stream. Because, as I said at the start of the stream, I will not be streaming next weekend, but I will be back the following weekend. So I think, broadly speaking, that when I get back from my trip, I'm gonna keep doing Raincoat Fridays, at least until we finish this case. I'm not sure whether I want to put this on like a hiatus through October or just use Saturdays to do Halloween stuff until maybe closer to that date. I don't know. I think we'll have to talk about that. But I definitely at least want to finish this case, which will probably take like one more week at the rate we're going. Sorry for absolutely losing my mind by my own error before. The cases are kind of long on one hand, but like it's kind of like two medium-sized segments that are both maybe a little longer than they should be that forms a mostly coherent story. What's the trip? I'm going to visit some friends from college because I'm also going to see a touring show that is going to be in Boston where they live. So, two birds, one stone and all that. And also Tech will be there. He is one of my friends from college, but you actually know who he is. Hey, you finally beat the boss you've been playing in, what is it called? Armor Core 6? Armor something 6. I'm only, like, vaguely aware of the game, but congrats. I know it's supposed to be super hard. Yeah, but, like, you should go on the Discord and let me know your thoughts about Halloween stuff. I'm going to start finalizing that schedule a little bit. As I said at the start of the stream, I found, like, I think I have 2 short games picked out for tomorrow. I might have to restart the stream somewhere in the middle, depending on technical issues. Because one of them I know is a pain to run. The other one I haven't tested yet. Should probably do Pants Quest first, I think. Katane will be there. I wasn't sure if he was still in chat. Katane will be there. Tech will be there. Some folks that Tech and I went to college with. And I get to see one of their kids for the first time. They're born... Oh, I've lost all concept of time. Last year? I think it was last year. It was like last November, December. How long is Six Cats Under? And is it graphically difficult? I don't want any more graphically difficult games. They've been really giving me a bad time. Unless it's like console, then it's fine. But like my computer's been really mad at me lately. The Rising Tide is not pleased. Think about it. Is it like a spooky Halloween thing, or is it just a short thing? I mean, I'll tell you, so the game I was looking at for tomorrow that I haven't tested yet is called Iron Lung. And it's supposed to be like this short sort of sci-fi journey about someone navigating a one-man submarine on an alien planet. And something, I'm pretty sure spooky is supposed to happen. And I was looking for just like short horror games, and it seems like it's really highly rated. So like that is a thing. That's why I was looking for, because I want to play Pants Quest, and Pants Quest apparently even has like a Halloween mode to it. Like Pants Quest is a thing I wanted to do for a while because it just looks and sounds fun. As far as I'm aware, the point of Pants Quest is that like you are a guy who wakes up and wants to go to work but can't find his pants, and it's an adventure game that's supposed to be like 1 to 2 hours long or something. But, like, I don't know, it's just a thing I wanted to do for a while now. And because I was in filler mode waiting for Halloween to show up, it seemed like a good bridge because apparently it has, like, some sort of Halloween variant to it, in addition to everything. But, like, I'm gonna try and sort out Iron Lung tomorrow. Because it sounds like that's supposed to be, like, a really cool, short, spooky thing. And it doesn't necessarily sound super, like, Halloween kind of spooky? I don't know. It's tough to try and play games blind all the time. Because sometimes you're just not sure what's going to happen. But that's the plan tomorrow, I think. And then next week, no streams. And the week after, rain code and something. And you will help me figure out the something on Discord. So great, we've talked in a full loop now. My entire person is shot, including my voice. So let's go find ourselves a Squirtle. Now, as you may have noticed, there's quite a few Squirtles. But even so, there is one hiding somewhere. Hidden one, some. Now, it may be tricky for you to indicate where the Squirtle is, but I've tried to hide every Squirtle, or position every visible Squirtle, such that you can otherwise indicate where you think the Squirtle might be hiding, by using a reference point that isn't a more different Squirtle. But I'll give you all a moment to consider the existence of all these Squirtles, which one might be missing, and try to figure out where it's hiding. That does sound like an interesting little story, Sarah. I might look into that for tomorrow. If it's, like, easy enough to run, might be better than trying something different. It's funny, I actually had, like, a weird premise that was kind of similar to that in mind for some project that will never happen. Because I'm all ideas and not get anything done. I need to find someone who's all get everything done and not ideas. And then we'll form a Voltron. I mean, like, basically the idea is, like, I wanted to make sort of like a video game where the concept is that you're either, like, a robot or, like, you play as, like, a group of robots or something. And the idea is that, like, they're, like, reactivated and, like, their purpose was to do something simple for some scientist, and now they kind of just have to figure out, like, the world. And it's, like, the notion was that it would be, like, a story told with, like, little to no language. Because, like, just, like, a way to do sort of, like, a thing that appeals to, like, any audience, like, any age, or localizes well or whatever. And, like, obviously it's a little, like, Wall-E inspired, but it's sort of, like, the idea is just, like, you play as a little cute robot and explore the world and, like, learn things about what the scientist wanted to do and, like, what he hoped for you when he disappeared or whatever. I want to clarify. When you say behind bread loaf, where do you mean? Castle Ard? So I have Brown Bear. I got my map pillow. I've got, I mean, this loaf of a cat narwhal. Yeah, I have lots of interesting ideas for things and no ability to create them. Ever seen 9? I don't think so. But I've played 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. Is that how? You give up tonight? No, just guess anything. I don't care. I don't care at all. This one, what do we got? Now, Sarah had guessed behind volume. Lorenzo. Hat. Another streamer who follows playing Nirvana Initiative. What streamer is it, Castle Ard? I think it's a game about sock puppet people with a similar dark premise. That could be interesting. Bunny Tales. Is that the username? We could go raid them. That's a game I like. It's a movie. Okay, we got some guesses. Let's all go to the lobby and buy ourselves a snack. Why is the camera focusing? Why does nothing work good ever? Why can't I have nice things? My ears hurt. Okay, so the easiest one to start with. First guess me. Underneath that Squirtle and behind this Wally is a little tiny Winnie the Pooh. That's behind Lorenzo, which would be under this very big Squirtle, the tallest of all Squirtles. And that's hiding Baby Yoda. Someone had guessed behind Carlos, who is crossing. There, and under this holiday winter Squirtle, was a different sort of turtle, but not another Squirtle. And Demolition had guessed that there was a Squirtle hiding in a hat. And I might be able to give half credit there. The infamous Octo Hat, who is shaped such that he could also be a hat, is home to our secret Squirtle. Yep, I've run completely out of spoons. Tomorrow, we'll be playing Pants Quest and something. Might be Dwarf Romantic if I can't be bothered to make anything work. Might be that thing Sarah said. But it might also be that game I mentioned about being a submarine on an alien planet. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope someone's had some fun. I genuinely was enjoying this despite being mad at it. Sometimes I just want to be mad, and I think today is one of those days. But I do genuinely like this game. I would just make different choices. And sometimes it's hard for me not to complain about that. Because, like, you know that I hate time limits, and this game loves nothing more than, like, 2-second time limits. But regardless, we'll be back because we have to figure out how every single person in that school is responsible for that murder simultaneously. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you all again soon. Whether that be 2 weeks from now, tomorrow, or some other non-specified date. I will look forward to it. And I want you to remember that you are Clawsome.